I don't know. Like I think a lot about about a lot of different cliches, and like one that I think about a lot is "Pride cometh before the fall," and so I don't know. I guess I guess to be in my definition of being human in the best possible sense is staying humble, staying open, and just being collaborative, whether it be sort of like live and let live mentality, or working with other people for like I was saying before, for something bigger than yourself. But I don't know, because we're talking about aliens and stuff, and if that's true, and like there are other things out there and we're not alone, all of a sudden we may not be at the top of the pecking order like
Right.
we're used to be,
Or so we thought.
yeah, exactly. I mean, in the average person's eyes, we're the supreme being, but we're kind of not.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yo, what's up? This is Boho Hobo, and we welcome you all back to Bindlism, a philosophy to a self-sufficient lifestyle. The purpose of Bindlism is to unlock authentic perspective as we create a community of like-minded individuals who are living a self-sufficient lifestyle. A self-sufficient lifestyle is one in which a human being is activating their self-awareness to curate an authentic life that keeps them sustained mentally, emotionally, and physically in their adventure towards self-fulfillment. Boho Hobo's mission is to support a community that fosters this culture. We will be interviewing a diverse group of people, including artists, creatives, entrepreneurs, and independent thinkers to make this happen. Please join us in this journey as we explore the world and broaden our horizons with discoveries of new perspective. Thank you to everyone who is taking the time to stop by on your journey to give us a listen. We hope you enjoy, and as always, explore endlessly. All right, let's enter the portal. Go down the wormhole.
Okay,
All right.
So first of all, welcome back, everyone. Sorry that Kyle and I have just been absolutely MIA. That's just how life goes.
Hey, we just did it. Well, Derek and I, we just
That's true.
did a podcast about crypto, so check that one out.
Yeah,
if
so
anyone's listening.
whatever. We're all busy with life, but we're excited to be back with a familiar face. We have Justin Keskin back on the show, the owner and founder of Wool Skateboard.
Sure.
Justin hit us up probably a couple weeks ago, looking to kind of hop back on the show and talk about what life has brought to him in most recent weeks, months, years, since our last when Kyle interviewed him a couple years ago. So
Pre-COVID,
which is crazy. That was like 2 years ago.
I know. I can't remember. Like, yeah, we were just talking.
I want to
about
say, I wonder what episode number that was.
I think it was like 7, 8.
I'm gonna look this up real quick.
Dude,
Yeah.
no, actually do it. Because there's a chance it may be like. Are you guys into numerology at all? Out of
Sure,
curiosity?
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I'm
'Cause-
really interested.
Because they're like some weird shit's been happening to me with numbers the last couple
Okay.
weeks, like with everything that's been going on with Wool, and it is tripping me the
Mhm.
fuck out. I know we like just started rolling and we're talking about UFOs before we even got into it, but like I'm like just starting to open up.
What's your number?
So my lucky number is 14.
Oh, okay.
Guess what number?
Is it really?
Your first episode was
No.
episode 14.
No
Dude,
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so fucking buckle up. We can.
And so
this
this
is
is-
meant to be.
And I don't know. So this is episode 65. So I don't know if that has
don't
any
know.
divisible into 14, but I can't. I'm not
6
good
plus
enough.
5, 11. That's
11,
11.
I mean, 11's a good number. Skyrocket.
But damn, the fact that you said 14, I just looked that up and I was like,
Dude, yeah.
that
no.
shit was episode 14.
Dude, it keeps happening.
Weird.
It's so weird.
Mm.
All right, so to tell this next story, I got to tell another story. So let me
Okay.
take you back to one of my like core memories as a child. How I decided that 14 is my lucky number. I was at
Okay,
like
yeah.
daycare, and I was playing my first game of pool ever. And the other kid went first. He knocked in solids, and like 14 looked like a good shot, and I like the color green, so I was like here we go, and then it went in, and I was like, all right, I guess 14 is my lucky
Meant
number.
to be.
So it just never really carried all that much significance, and then so I guess to catch everyone up like with what's going on with Wool, I'm in the process of quitting my job to do Wool Skateboards full time. 2020 was actually like super good for it.
Yeah.
Amazingly, with all the horrific things that went down, it's weird to say like, yeah, it was good for my business, but it was like, unfortunately, it was just, a crazy time in general. But so when I told my employer, like, hey, like I'm gonna be leaving, like I had this like stupid ritual like at my like day job, like whenever I like sat back down on my desk, like if anything like cool happened, I'm like, oh, I guess it's my lucky day. And I've been wearing this Fitbit for the last like couple of years, and I'd always like do the little wrist flick and just check the date, like maybe it is my lucky day. So that day, it was never like predetermined, like, oh, we're gonna have a conversation this day. I didn't wake up. It just kind of happened. No, my boss grabbed me and was like, hey, like because we kind of been chirping about it a little bit, and he's like, hey, like, I need an answer now. I was like, all right, sick. So we sit down, not exactly like an easy conversation, but I was like, yeah, this is like, it started to pick up to the point where like I can't ignore it anymore, and I got to give it a full shot. So like time here is now going to be limited. So like get back and do the little like, oh, I guess today's my, because like huge weight off my shoulders, because like wool has just been like, has meant so much to me like the last couple of years. Like it's my baby essentially. And I fucking sit down and I'm like, it's July 14th. And that July 14th was the dates for that day were 7/14/21. And they're all divisible by 3, and 3 carries a significant number. Yep. So like
you're like, oh shit,
dude. I seriously stopped for a second and was like, fuck.
It's about to go down.
And that was only at like, it's the 14th. But then like, it wasn't until a couple days later I put the 7/14/21 thing, and I'm like, that's weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so I've been in the market for a short bus. There's a joke in there somewhere. I like one thing with like taking wool like full time is like, like we got to get a vehicle and like start driving around and like producing content. So that's like been like one of my like big focuses right now. And so I found this like government surplus website, and they're just like regionally.
Yeah, I saw something about this recently. Like they're trying to sell this shit.
Oh yeah,
they need to get rid of it.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just surplus that's not good anymore. Like it hits a certain amount of mileage,
buses and
or
stuff.
like exactly. So a little trade secret: start looking up government surplus. Just maybe wait a week so I can get my bus.
Well, by the time this comes out, you should be fine.
Dude, but yeah, so one bus popped up that was looking really good. Like I'm looking for like between 15 and 20 passengers. Also, I found out 15 passenger vans are just like not a thing anymore. Like apparently, because when you fill them with people and bags, they roll over super easy. Like I was talking with a coworker who's like really into the auto world, and I was like, hey, I'm looking for a 15 passenger van. And he's like,
he just looked at it. He was like, how dare you?
Dude, it's just like, I was like, yeah, no, it does make sense. But then I think back to like we talked about when I was living in Oregon, and like I drove children around in 15 passenger vans when I was working at that summer camp, and like we like when like everyone had their bags, like we loaded them on top. Like it was a high center of gravity in that thing. But
just a bad turn could have just been awful.
Yeah. And so it's kind of funny having that background, because I was like, I have experience driving a 15 passenger van, so why not? And but anyway, but the bus there's one bus that I'm waiting on now that ends in a couple days. And what's the bus's number? 14. And the day it appeared was the 28th. So it's just like all these like all these weird things keep happening. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like I think it's a good thing, but it's like it's kind of unsettling at the same time, because I'm like, is it a coincidence? But like I've been saying for the last like 6 months, like, yeah, the older I get, the less I believe in coincidence. And like it's getting weird.
It's your time.
Or you're just like manifesting shit, and that number is just like been a part of you, so it's just like coincides with your manifestations.
Dude, if anyone knows what like the deal is, just like, hit me up.
Yeah, because I know there's like a bunch of people who are super into that stuff.
Dude,
and could probably I don't know much about it to like kind of like medium you right now, but you know more than me, let's just put it like that. And it's cool, like,
but at the same time, it's like this is kind of spooky.
Yeah, like why does this keep happening?
yeah. So I don't know. Stay tuned. Maybe multiples. Of
So do you
7
feel
or-
like that's like certain you're gonna get this bus, or how does it work? Like, what's the process of getting one?
It's so I mean it's just an auction website, just
Oh,
like eBay.
shit, okay.
Yeah. So I'm just
Easy.
like.
So did you put a bid in?
I haven't yet, but yeah.
You're saying it goes up for auction?
Well, that was like the end date. I'm basically doing the eBay snipe strategy. So I don't know if you guys have any input on how to prevail in online auctions that maybe I don't know about.
I can't say
Refresh
I,
a lot.
Yeah, I can't say I can
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I've never
Maybe
been
get
a
an
part of
auto
one.
refresher.
Dude, yeah,
like Google
seriously.
Chrome
Just
has like an
seriously.
add-on
Yeah,
or
just
something.
fucking get a bot.
Yeah.
Actually, no, they have a safeguard for that. If the max bid is met in the last like minute, it gets extended for another minute, and you just shoot out until you hit your number.
Oh my God.
What's your number gonna be?
I don't know.
Wait,
14,000?
So
I
what's
don't
the,
know. I fucking hope not. That'd be really bad for
do you know what it's at right now?
It's just under 2,000.
Oh, okay.
So it
Okay.
just goes up in little increments, but we still got. I mean, we got a little ways to go. So I'm like.
So how long do these auctions last for?
I think 10 days on average.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it appeared that day. Like that was the day it was listed, but that was the day I found it
Got you.
on that.
And it was already like in auction at that point?
Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
and like everything about it was like perfect. It was the right passengers. It was closer than the other one that I was looking at, and it was a diesel engine, which I thought the other one was diesel, but apparently not. That's a huge part.
How many miles does this thing have?
Oh fuck, like 150 or 150.
That's not bad.
For diesel. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's like relatively new. Do you know what year it is?
2015.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty new.
These things get phased out, and like Johnny Paul, one of the guys I sponsor for Wool, he did the exact same thing. He and his brother both bought buses from Connecticut. He bought a short bus. His brother bought like a full size one. I think for his band or something. I might be mistaken there, but he was like, and he converted it into like the most beautiful home on wheels in like no time at all.
Is that your plan? Like make it into travel, like van life kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm looking for something a little bit more utilitarian than that. Like not necessarily apartment. Like you can legally drive up to 15 people in a single vehicle. So it's
Right.
like
So then when
me
you
and 14 homies, let's
Exactly.
go. Like let's go to Albany. Let's go to Rochester. Let's go to Buffalo, Ithaca. Wherever.
you're not planning on like leaving Syracuse or anything, right? Or is that a potential thing as well?
I have no idea.
Okay. So that's not even like a thing you're thinking about right now.
No.
Okay.
No. Like right now, like
Because you're still living in the same place, right?
Yep.
Okay.
No, I'm still in my house. Yeah. I mean, right now, like, because it's like I'm starting to bet my livelihood on this now. So I'm like, it's funny. Like I was always like thought I was like a terrible student and a terrible worker, but like I'm in like week 3 of it, and I'm like, like today, like I was working up until I got dressed to come here.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Like
You
I was
just gotta
like,
find something you're passionate about.
well, that's yeah, man. That's the thing. Is just like I was like I think I'm working more than I was, but I fucking love this.
Does it feel like work though?
Fuck no.
Exactly.
No.
So
not even a little.
that's how you know
Yeah.
you're doing.
Not even a little. Yeah.
So it's been 3 weeks since the last day you worked your job. Or are you still like phasing out?
So
of that?
I'm phasing out. I'm going in part-time just because like our sales cycle takes so long, and just to continue to give the area coverage. Because if it was just like, all right, I'm gone in 2 weeks.
what is the job, by the way? I totally missed that.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's so specialized. The generic answer I give people is outside sales for a specialized construction company.
Okay.
The long answer is I'm the Hudson Valley, Connecticut, and Long Island territory manager for glass fused to steel bolted water storage tanks.
And what are those used for?
Municipal and industrial liquid storage applications.
What a
spokesperson.
great soundbite.
Dude, like it's kind of funny.
How did
like,
you even get involved in that?
family business?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So who was the person that you had to tell you were leaving?
The old man. It was my dad.
Yeah. So was that weird having to say that to your dad, or was he kind of like he just knew it was gonna happen?
Nah, he knew. It definitely was like it's a weird thing to vocalize, like, because I'm in my fucking 30s at this point. Like, hey, I'm gonna focus on my skate brand full time. Like, that's an insane statement. like to some people at least. Yeah, so it wasn't a super fun conversation. But It was wool is like it's so funny, like before the first night of doing it, I was excited to go to sleep and went to bed
Yeah,
early
you're like,
because
"Yo, let's do
I was
this."
like, I wanted to wake up and just get to work,
Yeah,
and that was
which
exactly
is-
what I did.
because there's probably so many ideas and things that you've just been like sleeping on
I mean,
that you
it's
just
like,
haven't had time to get after.
exactly, because I was like, the biggest thing I need right now is the time. That's like that's the biggest thing, just because like I've been working on a series. Eli and I came up with the idea when we were in Colorado in March. We were just like having breakfast, and we are going to go into a meeting with the distributor that we switched to. And I was like, well, we can't show up empty handed. And so we're like, oh, what about a series? And then we kicked around this idea, and we ended up with what is called, this is an exclusive, because I haven't talked about it in any significant way outside of just like people I know, but I'm working on the first series for Wool. So it's going to be 5 boards that all make up an image once you put it together.
Oh shit!
That's dope.
So like a
And-
collector's thing.
Yeah, that's
in a
kind of
way.
that's kind of
Yeah.
the idea. Like series happen in skateboarding all the time. Skate brands do series often, and I always wanted to try my hand at one. So what I ended up doing, and I absolutely needed Eli's help on this. So Elijah Carey, 1,000 thank yous, because I
Yeah,
never would be
Eli's
able
the
to pull
fucking
this off
man.
without you, dude. I know Eli's just the goddamn best.
He just does everything.
Yeah, no, like legitimately
Yeah.
does everything. But I bought, like, I went out and found, like, it started out, it basically what the series is a blending of Indian in the Cupboard and I Spy, those books
Mhm.
from way back when. That was kind of
Yep.
the
Very
two
familiar.
inspirations for those. So I went and bought like a cabinet from like Vernon Downs. I found on
Oh,
Facebook
shit.
Marketplace that's like
Hmm.
150 years old, and just bought and like got a bunch of toys. Like some of them are actually from my own childhood that like I pieced in there. And I can show you guys after the once we wrap this up, because that probably would help visualize it a little bit
Mhm.
more. But it's just filled with retro toys on each thing, and there are a couple elements that spill
Mhm.
over into the other. So each shelf is like a board
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
of
That's
each
sick.
things, and there's
I,
like
I was gonna ask,
Nice.
like, you probably made it so that each board, it's not like, what is happening on your board right now? It's like, okay, this is an image.
yeah,
but, like,
exactly,
then you're
exactly.
Like, oh shit, it's more than one image.
Yeah. No, and I think the boards stand up on their own, which is like a huge part of a series.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about it. I'm like nervous to be talking about it because I've been working on it for so long, and I'm like, now other people are gonna know about it. That makes it real.
So is it
Yeah.
essentially like a spin-off of I Spy in a way?
Kind of. You can see where the inspiration came from. That I originally tried to do an image like that, and fuck that. It's so that takes such a level
Whoever
of expertise.
thought of that is an insane
Oh
person.
my god, dude! Yeah. I mean, it's incredible, but I was like, I do not have the ability to do this.
It's like similar to like a Where's Waldo type thing, where it's like, who
Oh my
has
God.
the time
Yeah.
to doodle that many things? On
Yeah.
like how many pages those books have? Like
Dude, yeah.
enough that it's like one of those would take me many years.
I always had like a respect for those books, but like after like going through that process, because like there's so many little things you have, like the amount of times is like it all is mocked up in my garage, in my office that I work on wool on is upstairs in my house, and the amount of times I like took a picture of something, went upstairs, realized I didn't do it right, went back downstairs, like
God.
yeah, that was the other week. With,
So you've gotten the picture done.
yeah,
Like,
no,
okay.
like the boards are being made soon.
Oh,
like
shit.
the PSDs
That's awesome.
are off, so it's like
Hmm.
yeah, it's real, and I'm working on the lookbook now, and
Fuck
yeah, gonna announce it
Cool.
when it's all ready to go. But it's yeah, I'm super excited.
So that's like the big first
yeah.
project.
Yeah, because I mean, so I used a couple toys that I had from my own childhood. Sorry, I don't want to burp
No,
in the
you're good.
microphone.
No judgment zone. Fucking let it rip.
It's like Rick
You
and Morty.
imagine?
Oh my god, yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
yeah. So I used toys from my childhood. Blah. But so the rest of the stuff I all like found just like through eBay and Etsy, like all across the States and Canada, a bunch in Europe and like England and Russia and Ukraine. And a couple of these things are like so oddly specific, and the moment I saw them I was like, I fucking need this. But because of COVID, the stuff from Russia and Ukraine was delayed for months because apparently like parcels go on passenger planes, and obviously there's not as many passenger flights going, so there's just like a huge backlog. And like I was stressing so bad. So there are these fucking cavemen that are in there. So like getting even further away from skateboarding, have you guys ever like worked on something like that was like specific and then you like can't like unsee it? Like for instance, like I told you about what I do with the water tanks. Like if I'm ever driving around and see a tank, like it's not even a conscious thought. I start like being able to identify it, and like
you're like, I know what that is.
Exactly just because I've been working in that for so long.
Right.
I did my like thesis in college as a joke on left-handed awareness, and because of that I'm always fucking paying attention, like in movies and stuff, like what hand like what hands people are using and stuff. And so long story short, with these cavemen, because they were Soviet in origin, a couple of them are left-handed because in the Western world, because everything was just like dominated by like the church and stuff, like right was good and left was bad, or right was good and left was bad. Like that's why like they used to force people to not be left-handed anymore, and created like this generation of people with horrific stutters and like all sorts of problems because you're just rewiring the brain in a way that you really shouldn't be. So I saw these Soviet cavemen on Etsy and like saw a couple of them were left-handed and was like, oh my God, I need them. And of course, they were the last thing to show up. I ordered them in March and they didn't show up till June.
Holy crap.
I was just like, I was stressing so bad. And I was like,
when are they coming in?
Exactly. Because like
you can't finish it until they're there.
Exactly. And I already put the money down on the boards because like, again, because of COVID, the supply chains on everything is so high. So I was like, I had to put down the money for the boards first, and it was like, and they're like, yeah, you got some time on the graphics. So like, just want to wrap those up. I was like, yep, just got to wait for my package from fucking Russia.
Got to wait for my cavemen.
I know. Oh my God. And having, I didn't.
Did you explain to them that that's what you were waiting for? You just
no,
like,
no. The only person I said Soviet cavemen to was Eli, and he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because I didn't give him any context. I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm waiting for these like Soviet cavemen. And he was like, what?
Like, why? What? Out of all things you could be waiting for.
Yeah, but Eli. I think Eli knows me well enough to the point where like, yeah, it's like I'm just like a fucking like Andy Dwyer. Like I just get so excited about something. I'm like, yes, I need it. Like then the left-handed Soviet cavemen were needed.
So now that you've waited so long for these, have you like made a shrine for your cavemen? Like, dude, where do they live?
So it's ongoing. Everything is still mocked up in my garage right now. All the toys are still in there. Because I'm doing a shirt, I'm doing a sticker.
Nice.
So I'm playing with like different ways. But I was trying to figure out what to do like after the fact, and I was like, dude, do I just like auction all them off? But I don't know. I thought about like auctioning them off and doing like the proceeds towards something charitable. But I'm probably gonna keep the cavemen.
Yeah, I feel like when something like that happens, where it like puts a kink in your whole thing, you can't just get rid of that.
Oh no, for sure. Because I was just like, I need my left-handed Soviet caveman.
Yeah, because then it'll just make you remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you'll have the fucking boards somewhere.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, they're once everything's ready to be presented, it'll be around.
So, are you gonna do like an event or anything for this like project drop, or is it just gonna be more of like a digital?
Loosely, yes.
Okay.
We've been filming for a really long time, and COVID just fucking fucked everything up. Right in 2020, I was like, all right, we're going to film summer 2020. And then we're going to, and then we're going to drop like a full length. Cause I think I talked about wanting to work on a full length on the last podcast a couple of years ago. And that didn't happen.
We did not foresee the future.
We did get video at, where was it? The indoor skate shop. Black
Mamba. Yeah. No, the contest. Yeah, those.
And then since then they've moved out.
Yeah. Oh my God. Their new place is sick. It's like a Tony Hawk level.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say I've seen videos. I haven't been there because like I don't really even partake in that shit anymore. Obviously, for my knee purpose, but like it looks sick.
I like it. I know Mamba gets a bad rap, and a lot of people don't like it.
People
but,
just don't want to pay to skate,
yeah.
which is like
$30.
Yeah,
for a sesh?
I don't think it's quite that much, but prices were a little steep.
yeah, from what it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, if
Yeah.
you look at what it was to what it is now,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge step up.
I mean, just the fact that there isn't the super slick marble tile anymore.
Yeah, dude, that shit was awful.
The amount of times that bruised my ass.
Yeah.
Especially like you get used to like riding on concrete and then you go in there and you're just sliding around on everything.
Yeah.
It's good for power slides.
Yeah,
Spot
that's
it.
about-
Great for
Okay.
power slides. Great for power slides.
If you want to power
And
slide
reverts.
out
I
of,
love
if
doing
you want to
that.
revert
Yes,
out
yes.
of every single grind you ever did.
we're the year that you guys were there, was that when we did the longest power slide?
Oh,
you
yeah,
did do
that was-
that.
Yeah,
I
someone
think
made
Jackson won.
Yeah,
He
of
kills
course.
it.
Yeah.
He's like 12.
Yeah, well, I
But
mean,
there like amplifies it by
Yeah.
like 10.
no, being like lighter like that, there's absolutely like
You
something
just
to
slide
that.
forever.
Yeah,
Just-
And use your flip tricks maybe.
I flip tricks I can't speak to. Out of that at least.
Well, he does have more board to land on.
Oh,
so
dude.
maybe that
'cause
has...
he's little.
Yeah, no, and also little kids don't have fear. Like
No.
they legitimately don't.
Yeah,
legitimately
they just
don't.
bounce.
all the power to him
anyways.
though. Because he
Yeah.
rips.
No, Jackson's an incredible skater.
Is he
and-
sponsored by Bull?
No,
Oh, okay.
God, no. He's already above me.
He's in the big
Yeah.
times now.
No, he's hooked up with a company out of, I can't remember if they're out of Brooklyn or Baltimore. Boston
Okay.
boards. They do like longboards and stuff too.
Okay. Yeah, I see he does
But
that
he's been on that program for a minute. Because
Good for
I
him.
actually used to be an instructor at Black Mamba, so Jackson was better than me when he was like 8 years old. I've known him for a really long time. I was instructing at Black Mamba in 2012, I think, and he was one of my students then.
When did you start skating?
I like legitimately started skating probably at like 18 actually. I came
Okay.
to it a little bit late. I was always like into
Yeah, I
it
think we
and
talked
interested
about
in
this
it.
in the last
Yeah.
pod.
Yeah, like I had a skateboard when I was 14 and I tried to skate. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't really have access to it. Didn't know about Onondaga Lake Park or anything like that. Just skateboarding for me just existed in the Tony Hawk video games and on Jackass.
Right.
And then when I was 18, that was kind of when I started to like really start to be like, oh, there's like a culture and like a world here. Like, cause I had only known snowboarding at that time.
Right.
And I was like, oh, it's like snowboarding, but like a million times deeper.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I came a little late to the game.
And then like the business side of it, like you have a family business and everything. So
Oh
you-
yeah.
How has that influenced maybe your perspective on like wanting to do a business through skating?
Yeah, I mean, like it is as much as I didn't really love doing the sales gig, the amount that I took away from that, just like in being able to just like because like so much of what I did was just like talking to people on the phone, just sitting down face to face, just like those like interpersonal skills are huge, and just like knowing how to talk to people and like knowing knowing how like business works. Like in a professional, that's like a super professional setting. Like skateboarding isn't the most professional thing at the end of the day, but it still is business.
Right.
So yeah, I mean the takeaways were endless. Probably the most important skill I walked away from the job with was the ability to speak in front of people. When I first started, I could not talk in front of like more than 3 people without freezing up. Just like really just,
Which means when you have to talk to a stranger,
dude,
that just makes it incredibly difficult.
Yeah, or a room full of strangers, because like I would have to do these things called lunch and learns where I would buy lunch for like people in an engineering office, and then I speak for an hour while they eat and listen to me. So I would have to hold people's attention and talk about this like extremely technical product for an hour. So it just like doing that, like
That sounds draining.
it's draining, but the skills I walked away from it with were like just
Makes it worth it.
invaluable. Because like where I started at with not being able to speak in front of 3 people to the biggest trade show I ever did was a couple of years back, and it was the Hudson Valley Waterworks Conference in Orange County, and there were like I can't remember the tally off the top of my head, but it's somewhere around 270 people in the hall.
Oof.
And this is the best part. So I have like a little computer, like a tablet, like Microsoft Surface, and the projector that I was to plug into was set up right there, and I put it on like a little, like on its like little footstool, but I didn't realize it was right next to the vent. So I'm like halfway through and it just shuts off. It's like, but no, but I lived
Hey, shit
to,
happens.
oh, dude, no, it actually, it worked out in my favor so much because it gave everyone like a little break. Because like usually like in those settings, people are falling asleep left and right, which is
Right.
awesome. Because it's like, all right, one less person that I have to worry about like
Right.
fucking up in front of.
And you're trying to sell about a product that you don't really care about, and now you
Yeah.
take those skills over to something you do care about, and it's like powerhouse.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
You
And,
add a
like-
little bit of passion, people see that. They're
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh.
And with a sales gig, I mean, I definitely, I mean, because you're providing like something to hold drinking water, and so like it is important. It does matter. Like I, you obviously want to win jobs, but I mean, I really do think the product that we were selling was better than what was there. So it made it an easy thing. But
Right.
no,
It kind of sold itself.
yeah. And but no, you're absolutely right. Just having that like passion, and like it doesn't feel like work. Like everything I was
Yeah.
doing like before coming, like the moments before like coming here, it doesn't feel like work. It's just like, yeah, it's like it's fun. I guess that's I guess that's what I'm trying
Like
to say.
being a kid again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are.
You're calling the shots,
Yeah.
You're not being told, all right, Justin, you gotta do
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z today.
And you can
True.
see it grow. It's like your baby.
Yeah.
Like you're
Oh my
saying.
God. Yeah. I mean, because I started that account with 0, and we crossed the Instagram account with 0 followers, and a month or 2 ago we crossed 1,000, which
Congrats.
nothing. Thank you. I mean, nothing to write home about on its own, but just I like, because I know buying followers is a thing, and it's like it's stupid. I played so much Pokemon when I was a kid, and like it's so nerdy. My first playthrough on Blue version, I got us. I love water stuff, so Squirtle was the Pokemon that I went with, and I was so like anal about doing it right. I was like, no rare candies. Like I'm just gonna level this thing all the
Right.
way naturally. It was just like being a 7-year-old moron playing a video game, but it's like it's funny how it kind of like same thing with like buying followers and stuff too, because I was like, I'm never buying a follower for wool. Like
You're genuine. You know?
well,
Yeah.
yeah, and like that stuff can be like transparent too, and it's like, like if you're doing that, it's like I don't know. It
What's nice
feels-
about, I mean, even when you don't, you still end up with followers that are like fake accounts or like,
Oh
whatever,
yeah, for sure,
bullshit
for sure,
on there.
for sure.
But like,
that always happens.
you know that the majority of the people following you genuinely want to see your content.
yeah, and that
Which
was
is like, I'd rather have 1,000 people that care about me than
yeah,
10,000 people where
That's a good
only
point.
100 of them actually give a shit.
yeah,
And then it's just a number.
absolutely.
And then it like throws off the algorithm. So you might get more fake followers and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I've done it before. I had
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Finsta account
Oh, okay.
in like 2015 when I first got in Instagram, just like
To see
to
what
experiment.
happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's my
absolutely.
like still like I kind of hate it
Yeah.
because it's like my main profile that I still have just because it was like what I carried
yeah.
up to this point. So I have like 8,000 followers. This is my first time like publicly talking about it. But I
You
don't
can edit it in
coming
post.
out.
but yeah, like a lot of those are fake followers from when I was
yeah.
young and just like experimenting. But
Oh,
I
yeah,
never
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to
of
delete
course,
my
of course.
account.
Yeah. No.
And
it definitely.
like it. I don't know. It doesn't really do much
Mhm.
because it's like
yeah, it's interesting.
the people that you have or that I have now following my account are just people that actually care about what I'm doing.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and the fake followers, they have zero engagement. So it really is just like a number
Yeah.
just for like the superficial,
Mhm.
like,
Right,
oh,
because
Yeah,
someone
of course,
sees
of
your
course.
profile, they're like, "Oh my god, 8,000!
Yeah, exactly,
You must
yeah.
be someone."
Yeah,
but then
exactly,
it doesn't mean
exactly.
anything.
Yeah, it's a really interesting kind of social ranking. Like, well, I don't know if you guys watch Black Mirror,
Yes.
but
Mm.
that
I know
episode with the
exactly,
yeah.
yes.
It's like I think about that, and it's like, fuck, that's like
It's
that
pretty
is-
much we're on the cusp of that,
That is kind of how like some people like do look at it, like with followers for sure.
which is like
Yeah.
it's so dumb.
Yeah, dude, so much about the future.
'Cause, like-
dumb.
Because like I've literally gone places like Chicago or like a bigger city where you might end up seeing someone who's like on that like social media fame level. Like I've seen some of those people
Oh, yeah,
out
yeah,
in the
word.
world, and I'm like, I see people like fanboying or fangirling those people, and I'm like, I don't know, just another fucking person walking down the street. I don't give a fuck who they are. Like, not because I'm genuinely like fuck that person, but like I just don't care. Like I'm doing my thing. You're making weird TikTok videos. Good for you. I mean, you're probably making way more money than me, but like that's all. You're just doing something that doesn't really bring ton of value to the world. So I'm not gonna like run across the street to be like, oh my god, you have 1 million followers. You must be like. It's just a person.
Yeah, it'll be
a marketing ploy.
Yeah, no, definitely.
When you like see them in the flesh, you're like,
oh yeah, no, and
it's
like
not really as great as I thought it would be.
And real.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
True. But I mean, it's funny. It kind of goes back to the thing of like, don't meet your idols or anything. Because like
it just lets you down.
Yeah.
Well, if
like
you have an expectation of like what that experience.
Exactly. Like I feel like someone with like social media stuff like that is like, because like I've been like with like in my snowboarding days, like I've been super fortunate. Like most of the people I looked up to as idols in snowboarding, like I was able to like rub elbows with for a significant amount of time.
With skiing. Like I've met a ton of my like favorite pro skiers.
They're just dudes.
Yeah. They're just really good.
They're
well, see,
they're extremely talented dudes. But
see,
still just
in
dudes.
that aspect, I feel like there is that kind of like awe to them, like a professional athlete, because they're actually doing something epic. In front of you, and then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
You know, they're not just doing a little dance or whatever. You know.
Yeah,
they have a pretty face. It's no, like they're do like a triple cork. You're like, holy shit,
dude. Yeah, and like that like star power, like when you do lay eyes on them, is so weird because you have that like recognition. It's like, oh, there's that person that I know. Like fuck, I saw P-Rod in the airport in LA, and that moment I will never forget. It was like, is that just a dude? No, that's Paul Rodriguez, and he's
was
like
god.
And yeah, I mean he this was probably like 15 or 16, so he really was like
he was at his
he was
peak
he was still at the fucking top of his game. I mean, he still is. He's an incredible skater. But yeah, like, and I was like, I gotta take a shot at him, and I gave him the most misfired handshake of my life. Dude, I was so shook. But I was like, and he ended up being on my flight too. So I like would have had multiple opportunities. Like, hey, like Paul, I'm taking a leak. You want anything? Like, I mean, not really, but it turns out he was on my flight. So it's just like I was all like freaked out for nothing. But I just remember giving him the like he was so cool. And I was just like, dude, what's up? Like. So just like
oh my god,
I can still feel it, and I was like, I know this handshake's going horribly wrong, and there's nothing I can do about it.
He probably remembers that though. Dude, it's like so awkward.
Yo,
that it, like,
I'm gonna say this right now. I am manifesting for you. I hope there's a
cross
time
paths with P-Rod again.
That you get to cross paths with P-Rod when Wall just like goes to the moon.
We'll have him on the podcast next week.
And you can retry the handshake.
Dude, I know. Oh my god, that would be amazing too. Because I wonder if those moments like stick out for people too. Like,
it is like I was that kid who had that really awkward handshake with you in the airport.
Well, yeah, LAX. Like, dude, I
remember.
Yeah, it was 2015 or 2016. And I was flying from LAX to Minneapolis, and Paul Rodriguez was on my flight. So.
We should air this just that part and see if we can get it to go viral, just so we can have you two meet and for a handshake.
Everyone tag P-Rod right now.
Just a handshake.
Dude, it seriously was just like the most flaccid, just like misfire.
Flaccid.
It was I still could feel the embarrassment, and he was so cool about it. He like took a picture, and I was like, my hands were shaking. Like I was like, that was the most that was the most starstruck I'd ever been in my life. Like that, like without.
Yo, but that's sick though, especially if like he ever did hear this, like knowing that like some dude was that fucking hyped to see him that he had a flaccid handshake. Damn, you're so hyped you were flaccid, bro.
Oh my god, yeah, this is the only time I'm hyped to be flaccid. Nah, maybe not, but... Oh my
that's
god,
hysterical. I mean,
dude.
Yeah, I can understand that though. Like when you do see someone famous that does have that impact on you, just because like,
well, I mean,
it's not just like someone famous. It's not like seeing just like a famous actor. It's like they actually like impacted like your interest in
Oh,
something
dude, like without a doubt.
to
And
a crazy level.
yeah,
You know?
and he was like the Nike dude at that time. And
Right.
I was at Street League Portland in 2014, and he won that
Oh
stop.
shit!
So it's just like it was
Yeah,
so
it's
crazy.
sick.
It was so crazy. Yeah, that it actually. I was talking about this the other day with Matt Toohey, our guy in Philly who's on
Mhm.
Wool. Shout out Matt, Heart of Gold. I love that dude. And I was telling him because he's super into skating too, and I was talking about going to Street League because he went to it when it was in Jersey. And I saw outside. I'll never forget this. That was like at least I like had the guts to say something to P-Rod. I saw Lance Mountain outside outside the venue, and I he was like the same distance from like me to you right now, and I couldn't say anything. I couldn't get a word out. I was just like,
It's just weird. It's just
Like,
weird how
Lance
like that
Mountain.
happens though.
I
That like
You just choke up. You're
yeah.
Like,
like I really couldn't get a word out. I really couldn't get a word out. And then, oh my God, yeah. And then like fast forward like 2 minutes later, and Dylan Reeder had just gotten eliminated, and he was taking a big drag off his cigarette, just like just with the most pissed off look on his face. And I just remember thinking like,
was a badass.
dude, yeah, like never in a million years would I have ever taken a shot at Dylan Reeder. Like, hey, you just got eliminated at Street League. Want to take a selfie? Like, fuck no, never doing that.
get the fuck
He's
out
my
of here.
favorite skater.
Oh, dude, I mean, like R.I.P. Dylan. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit. I'm so happy I just got to
Changed the
have
game.
that, dude. Yeah,
Even just to see him. in
yeah. I
person,
mean,
yeah.
like even just to lay eyes on him, and just like and especially now that he's gone, it just makes it that much more special. And I'm so happy I didn't do anything stupid like that. Like, what's up, man? Want to take a selfie? Like, fuck, dude. I don't go to LA often, but one of my favorite times from when I was in LA, I was at some punk bar, and Jello Biafra, the front man from the Dead Kennedys, was the DJ that night. And he was actually like turning over vinyl discs and
Oh,
stuff.
shit,
It was
that's
so
awesome.
sick. Oh my God. I was like, and I watched a girl, like I was just like watching him, like just because I'd never seen anyone just like flip vinyl like that, like
Mhm.
and like put on songs. So even that in itself was really cool. And while I was watching him do that, a girl came up and asked him to take a picture, and he said no.
Savage.
I was just like, dude, like, yes, thank you, Jello Biafra.
Yeah.
It's like that's like the most perfect thing I could have witnessed.
just
Yeah, like I saw like the like motion. He's like,
do you not see what I'm doing right now? I'm
It's
like,
I respect the hell out of that so much.
I've only seen one person like live do spinning vinyl like that.
Yeah.
I think it goes by Krusty Cuts. It was at Otis Mountain Get Down.
Oh
like,
shit! Shout out Otis.
Yeah, 2017 maybe,
Yeah,
2018. But he was flipping vinyl, and just like watching the process of
Yeah.
actually doing that, I was like, you can't like stop.
No,
You gotta
that's
constantly
like-
pull the next one and
Yep.
know exact and like
Mm.
dropping it at the
Yeah.
right time. Like that
Yeah.
shit is wild.
dude. Yeah,
'Cause
that
there's no pause button.
No, you're
Right.
literally dropping the needle on
Oh,
exactly the song
okay.
on the vinyl you want. So
Yeah.
it's like you have to know
Yeah.
the vinyl and know what track it is and know where on the fucking vinyl it is
Yeah.
and drop it.
it's
It's a fucking magnifying
Precision.
glass.
yeah, seriously,
Seriously.
dude. Yeah, and it was like, I mean, he had lights, but like it was not well lit in that place.
Right.
Like, but
Wow.
I mean,
I
you
think
still have like a fader, so you can like
Yeah.
you can you don't have to like hit it immediately, but like you have to be close.
yeah, yeah.
You could like
Like
have
fade
like
in
a
out
fucking
and-
mental lapse and
Dude.
be like a song ahead and think it's the right song. You start
Yeah,
playing
seriously.
the slow one on. They're like, oh, well, we're here now,
Dude, yeah. Oh my
Let it
God.
happen.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, we're doing it. We're slow
Yeah.
dancing now, baby.
Dude, no. And like that, like that old analog stuff like that. Like, there's no room for error there.
No,
Like, yeah,
you gotta be practice that shit.
Yeah, no, like that's a skill. Like, yeah, like in remembering where tracks are on records. Like, that's such a
Yeah,
crazy
and
thing
they
to
have
have
like,
to like
and they
memorize.
literally come with like crates of vinyl.
Yeah,
So you have to know like what crate the vinyl that you want is and where like which one it is and so you're like shuffling through them. You're like, yeah. I would never even try to attempt that.
dude, yeah, never. Like, even like I don't even like my music taste is all over the place anyway. I'm never like,
what is happening?
dude. Actually, at Lovely, I was like, we were having drinks back at the site, like right as like dusk was setting in. Shout out Lovely Time, by the way.
Crushed it this year.
Yes, I'm looking forward to having more Lovely Times.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was just like we were just like, you know, having a couple drinks back at the campsite. I was like, yo, pass me the aux, and everyone goes, no.
Just yeah.
But to be fair to them, I was making jokes the entire time about putting on like the shittiest music I know. So like, rightfully
Okay,
so.
so you didn't really set yourself up.
Yeah, definitely. Would I have done that? Probably not. But
Maybe.
understandably so. Yeah. Also, Lovely was the 4th anniversary of Wool.
Oh shit!
That was the 4-year anniversary. So entering year 5, which
that's
is crazy.
like a perfect time to have it,
dude. Yeah, I mean, because like every year that because I think Lovely started in 17, and it was either 17 or 18, whatever the first year was. It was right.
I think it was 18.
It was right after
18.
I started Wool. So like Wool and A Lovely Time have lined up
Been pretty synonymous.
nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been a sponsor for them
every
year, right?
Every year.
Well, yeah, and
Giving out
it
like
helps
free
that.
merch and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For anyone who doesn't know Lovely Time,
Yes.
It's been half skateboarding has been like a big portion of the festival. There's always been started with a wooden skate ramp that was bought out of a warehouse,
dude. Also,
which is a famous like to the local scene as
Yeah.
like a famous fucking like half pipe or whatever.
did you guys ever go to that place? It's like I forget.
I've
how
never
close
been to
is.
it.
It's like
Down the
seriously like
street?
200 feet down the street. I
Really?
mean,
Really?
it's
Wow.
long gone now. But the warehouse, I only went to skate there a couple times. But yeah, those 2 ramps that they had at Lovely.
Oh, actually,
were
yeah.
at the warehouse.
I've been
up
there.
the street. Yeah,
Yeah, they used to have like punk
night.
bands and
Yes.
shit in there.
They're hardcore.
Did
they were
you-
shooting off fireworks last time I was there.
Yeah, and super funny story. So I would go and skate there on punk night. But yeah, so they would shoot off fireworks and like they would sell PBRs out of the box, and they had one of those gas station like pizza things. And like my friend was like I asked him something, and I can't remember what it was, but he was like, oh yeah, he's like, none of this is legit. I was like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we'd like, there's like nothing for like the fire code, no liquor license, like nothing. This is all just
Yeah, like all it would take is one day.
dude. And well, apparently that's what happened. People started posting photos on Facebook, and the Syracuse fire chief descended
Caught
on
it.
them. And
It's
yeah,
like
it
right
was
down
like,
the road.
yeah. And apparently it was, I
Dude,
heard.
the internet just ruins everything.
Oh yeah, dude, absolutely. But yeah, and apparently there was like talk of like issuing like a $20,000 ticket or something like
Oh,
that.
Jesus.
So like
Wow.
it got kind of
You're like,
serious.
"Alright, we need
But
to be done with
yeah.
this.
but I was there for punk night one night, and I fucking knew it was gonna happen. It was just a matter of time. But I fell and my board shot out towards the stage because the ramps were on stage.
Right.
It was like stage right,
Oh god.
drum kit, stage left, mini ramp. Like what could go wrong? And fucking it, like I watched it happen in slow motion. My board just like arced perfectly, and then it was the guitar player, and he's just
Oh my.
and I just see the truck just go and like graze the side of his head like in slow motion, and I'm just like, whoa. Like just like, god damn it. I apologize. The dude was so cool about it. He was like, yeah, like playing here, you kind of like when people are skating, you kind of always got to be ready for it. And so it looked way worse than it was. It looked like I just fucking truck
Did he
bucked him in the side of the head.
fall over? Did he
No.
just take it?
Dude, no, he
Kept
so
playing.
it was he kept playing. He didn't miss a single note. It was incredible. He just like hunched over, took it, and just kept going. And
So
I
he did
like,
get hit.
oh yeah, no, it did. It
And people
looked-
saw it too,
Oh yeah,
right?
oh yeah.
I
I
So hardcore.
I know. He was so cool about it. I apologized at least half a dozen times. Just like, I'm so sorry, because I like.
Yeah,
because
of
like,
course.
like it's the last thing I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to do my little kick turns, you know. I'm just trying to pump some tranny, not take out a guitarist. But yeah, it looked so much worse than it was. So thankfully, but yeah, I was just like, and of course my friend is like, it had to happen to someone. Might as well happen to you.
Yeah. Thanks.
No, dude.
That's
I mean, you're a nice
hysterical.
guy. You're a nice guy.
I love that. Like that just makes like thinking about like year one of Lovely Time like that much more interesting because you're like that was that
History.
skate thing, you know, and not even now they don't even have it anymore, or
No,
it's
no.
somewhere I don't even know where it is,
Oh,
or if
yeah,
it's just
I'm
in a
sure.
fucking shambles.
I'm
at
sure
this
that
point.
thing is long gone.
Yeah. They basically made it for that summer.
Yeah.
I mean, the second you put masonite on anything outside is just like the worst idea ever.
Dude, yeah. Also, if someone could let the bikers at the spot know that, like, so the second tennis court's essentially a BMX park now.
Oh,
like,
okay.
like sick. Like bikers got cranks taken away from them, so like they need a place. Like I got no qualms with that. And like they build
Wait, crank shut down?
Yeah. The
'Cause of
building.
COVID?
No, the building. The owner yanked the lease out from under them
Hmm.
and sold it to U-Haul. Yeah, so
Wow.
that big U-Haul thing at Carrier Circle, that's where cranks used to be.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I
guess it's a more consistent business.
Yeah, true. So cranks is no more. So I was like, yeah, I got no qualms with that, because there was like a handshake agreement with the city when Ormond Spencer was made, that like that tennis court that was already built in, go nuts. The other one, leave it. But I think after people hung out there for a couple years and realized no one was playing tennis there, I think.
Are you surprised that no one in Syracuse is playing tennis?
Well, apparently one of the businesses was like, no, we use it like monthly or weekly, like just because they didn't want skaters next to their business. But they've been building these crazy ramps at the spot, but there's been masonite on top. So it's just like, it doesn't really matter for them because they got bike tires. But I don't know. I like skating on the stuff that they built. Is crazy.
What is masonite?
It's just like it's kind of like a treated cardboard. It's really good for indoor storage.
Like plywood.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like take a combination of plywood and cardboard. And that's essentially masonite.
It's got a nice, like, it's somewhat slick, but it's not like fucking old Black Mamba, but it's still like, it's nice because you can revert and you can do stuff on it.
Yeah. And a lot of Mamba was all masonite.
Yeah. So like any of the ramps, like, not the floor, but the actual ramp.
But the huge problem with masonite, it's great. It's cheap. If it never gets wet, it's a great material to top a skate park with. But when you bring moisture into it, it swells and breaks apart essentially.
Yeah,
so
it bubbles. And
so with heat and water, which what we have a lot of in the summer here in lovely Syracuse,
it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for them. A couple of them are still skatable, but just I got no beef with the BMXers at Spot, but just get some skate light.
Yeah.
This is kind of random, but I want to ask this earlier.
Yeah, please.
But because of COVID, with like the price of lumber increasing, did that change like your business at all with selling decks?
Yeah, the materials for everything is going up. So wood especially. So profit margins on boards weren't much to begin with, even less so now.
But you still made the jump and
went
full time.
I mean, because
I mean, they're selling.
yeah, definitely. I mean, like a big part of the calculus was like, you know what, this way I'll know. I don't ever want to look back and be like, you know, what if, like, maybe I should have taken a shot at that. It's like, no, the timing seems really good. Everything seems like it's the right time to take a shot at it, and one way or another, I'm going to find out where it ends up.
Right. Keep like it.
Tugging on that thread, no pun intended.
True. Which I feel like, that's commendable, like no matter what happens, it's just like, well, you did it. So like anyone who tries to naysay or whatever, not saying that you have naysayers, but like if you do, like, it's like, well, at least you're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, there's always people talking shit. I mean, that's something that's like synonymous with skateboarding. Yeah. I mean, and not specifically on me and not specifically on the brand, but it just happens. It's just, it just happens.
Which is just kind of like an insecurity projection type thing.
Yeah. I mean, the same thing happens in skateboarding as it does in like gymnastics, and same thing like at the bar, like at like a business meeting or something. People are always talking shit. That's one thing. Like people are always talking shit. Yeah. So it happens, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't.
Seems like Wool has a pretty supportive community.
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, it's like there was a moment. This is maybe like a year and a half ago, where I really like started to notice that. Which, like, if you've ever fucked with Wool on any level, like, thank you so much. You have no idea how much that means to me. There have been like a couple moments, and I can tell a couple of these stories. It doesn't fit in with the numerology or anything that we got into right off the fucking bat, but there's been a couple things that is just like, it's like humbling is the closest word I can come to, but there's probably some like obscure German word or something that could explain this, like this feeling. But like, there was a point where if I ever saw a Wool deck out in the wild, I knew who was on it. And then maybe a year and a half ago, that really started to change. Like I went to Ithaca. This was last summer. I went to Ithaca and I was getting something from my car. We had gone up to skate the university, and we were leaving actually. And I was just like loading up my car, and I catch out of the corner of my eye what looks like the first graphic I ever made. And I was like,
shit.
Nah, my eyes are playing tricks on me. There's no way. And it was like a girl in a sundress skating, and I'm like, all right, this is ridiculous. No. And so like I keep like just like doing whatever I do, and then I catch it again. I'm like, oh my god, it's the board. Like that's the that's the actual like that's the first one.
I have to go say something,
dude. Yeah, exactly.
Is that the one with the actual like
yeah. Yep, yeah, exactly.
The string, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that was the graphic. Exactly. And I was like, hey, like that's like a cool skateboard. Like, do you mind like telling me a little bit about it? And she's like, oh yeah, like I love it. Like I was like, I got it from Black Mamba Skate Park. I was like, oh, did they like tell you about like anything about the brand or like? And she's like, no, I just picked it off the wall. I was like,
Caught her eye.
I was like, she's like, yeah, it was the one I liked. I was like, yeah, so that's my brand and that's my design. So like, thank you. That was like, oh my god,
that's awesome.
I may have like teared up a little on the way home, like on the way back from that. That was crazy. That was like, and
now you're married. No.
Fuck, dude. Could you imagine? No. But it's just like it's like that like those interactions like give me so much fucking energy, and just like yes, like I'm like
it makes it all worth it.
Yeah, it wasn't like no one was like, hey, this is a local brand, the kid that runs this used to work here. Like there was nothing of that. Just I picked it off the wall, and like that's the only thing I ever need to hear.
Yeah,
because that's like what
proof of concept right there.
Yeah, exactly.
No marketing needed. Cool graphic.
Yeah, and then I was at Mambo like I don't know, sometime in the last 6 months, and there were not one, not two, but 3 high schoolers all skating my boards. I had no idea who the fuck they were, and yeah, I think 2 of them are girls. And like women's skateboarding is like I don't know if it for this phrasing doesn't sound correct, but just for lack of anything better, like women's skateboarding is important to me. Not specifically just, but like they fucking deserve a seat at the table. And like that was like it wasn't the reason why I grabbed Nicole when I first saw her. Nicole's still on. She's expecting her second child, by the way. So
wow,
we're all
congrats.
Yeah. I think her due date's in like a month.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and it's like
she rips, dude.
I know,
So
like
good.
badass mom of 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm but like, and like I her skating just like stuck out to me so much. And like I said this last time, and I still maintain it. Like Nicole's not good for a girl. She's good in general. But like they're like, and like have like, being able to elevate her as much as I can, like just like, hey, like girls, like here's someone that like, I mean, she's been doing it legit since like, God, for a long ass time. Like I just posted a clip of her from when she was like a teenager at an indoor park in Massachusetts doing a nollie inward heel and like on a pyramid. And it's just like chef's kiss.
Yeah.
It's so proper. It's one of my favorite clips of skating. But seeing women like out skating wool decks, it's like
And she's a nurse too, right?
Yes. She is.
She's a fucking
an RN.
hardworking woman.
No, like
that's inspiring.
Yeah, no, I mean Nicole's just like she's just a hard-nosed East Coaster. Like she came up with Brandon Westgate and Nick Dompierre and Anthony Shetler and like all these like East Coast legends, and like she was hooked up by Zoo York back in the day.
Wow.
Just by association with those guys, and like
That's
back
sick.
when like Zoo was legit,
Yeah.
like before it was like a goddamn Macy's brand.
They turned into Starter.
Yeah.
And
They sold
fucking
out.
now Starters just like
I'm wearing
fucking
a starter
second
hat. That's incredible.
They come in waves, you know.
No, dude, no, it's how these things go. I mean, because
Yeah.
like right now in skateboarding, you're starting to see this like crazy reemergence of brands that were huge 10 years ago that died horrific
Right.
deaths that are all coming back.
Echo Unlimited's coming back, baby.
Hell.
Fucking Osiris.
Dude, I'm waiting for Jinko. That's the fucking thing. I read somewhere that some Chinese businessman resurrected the brand. So like,
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
homie, bring the Jinkos back.
It's just funny, like, yeah, just give it like 10 years and everyone's like hyped on it again.
Oh,
It's like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Comes in waves.
Pokemon
I
never
love
left
it.
for me. But like, Yeah, like Fallen Footwear is one that like came back with a fucking vengeance. So it's like, but like what happens is like these skate brands like get like sold off to these conglomerates, and then eventually they die, but then someone else resurrects it, and then they come back. Like,
Right.
so there's like a weird, there's a lot of like New Deal came back. I don't know if it's still, I don't know. I think that may have been just like a one-time thing. That I'm not 100% on.
I think like it's interesting to think about that, just like brands in general that
Yeah.
do that. It's like it almost proves that like selling out to big, like yeah, it's probably good for the people who sold out because they're now rich or
Yeah,
whatever. But
yeah.
it's like in terms of the brand legacy, like you have no idea where that's gonna go.
Yeah, well, like
You can't suspect that it's gonna be successful afterwards. Like there's no way to know.
oh no, dude, for sure. And like, did anyone like skateboarding is like I think it's the men's park is tonight, but like in the men's street, like one of the logos I saw more than any other was like fucking blind, like blind, like blind video days, like that's what everyone goes back to, like Gonza's part in that, and it's like, who the fuck would have thought that
They'd
one of
be
the most
on that.
one of the most prevalent logos you'd see in the Olympics
In
of skateboarding, yeah, in 2021. Would be fucking blind skateboards. Like oh my god, I was skating in Texas like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, and I remember seeing a blind sticker, and I was like, it's my first time seeing that logo in a minute, and I was like, who is keeping that brand alive? But apparently a lot of people.
Apparently, yeah.
I mean, skateboarding's become this like global thing now. Like that's what happened with Fallen. It got resurrected in Brazil and just took off, and all of a sudden it really didn't go away that long ago either, and all of a sudden it's back just with new owners, but like a lot of the teams the same.
Yeah, it's interesting because like when you sell a brand to someone else, you're selling it to someone who didn't have the passion and the idea and everything. They're just
About the
taking,
money.
they're basically just buying the customer, which when you buy the customer and you don't like continue the progress of the brand, everyone just sees that and they're just like, oh, you guys are just fucking sellouts. Like we don't care about this shit anymore.
And then you lose the customer base
because
you're
not
you buy it for the customers, but the
people
customers
are buying wool because maybe in some case they're just like the graphic whatever, but like most of the people that like support you probably know you in some capacity, and they're buying it because they're buying you. Like it's more than just a skateboard. It's you and your personality and the people you sponsor. Yeah. So they're buying it for that aspect. And then you sell it to, I don't know, some like even Vans. Think about Vans like selling out to that like corporation. Yeah. It's just like Vans became something different. Yeah. You know, it's not the Van Doren Vans that everyone knew. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
But surprisingly, it still has that customer base.
I mean, but I think it's just a proven product.
That's yeah. I mean,
Well, I think the difference is like Vans, they manufacture all their stuff, so they're able to keep a lot of the product still in house.
Well, the thing is,
so I think there's like that still like
the
authenticity
Vans
to it.
themselves, like until Van Doren died, like he was still running the show. He was just like partnered with the North Face and all that other shit.
Yeah, is Steve Van Doren's still going? He was just in Ithaca actually. Yeah, I had no idea what the event was, but Homegrown did something, and Steve Van Doren and Tony Alva.
Oh there. Wow!
Yeah,
damn.
I was like,
this is local.
Yeah, they were in Ithaca. It's like because I saw like a couple of people I knew on Instagram. Like I was like, what the fuck is they were like posting pictures of Tony Alva? I was like, oh, they must have been from when they were in California or something. Oh no, that was in Ithaca last week.
Yeah.
And speaking of like manufacturing in house, would you ever consider making your own boards like from scratch, or is it?
It's
also this private information. Like if you don't want to talk.
Oh
about
no, it's fine. No, it's not something I've legitimately thought about, because like manufacturing, it's not just I couldn't ever just manufacture for myself for wool. I would have to manufacture like let's say boho hobo. Like if you guys wanted to do, like I would have to take on
like
a ton
more decks of
because it's not cost effective.
Exactly.
The actual like equipment and everything.
Yeah, like the equipment is lots of money. And I mean at a certain point it would, but the current model of going through a wood shop that seems to because I always want my focus to be creative. Like with wool, like I want the graphics and the team to be what people associate with it first, like
the culture.
Exactly. And like I really that's the thing, like I've been saying like from day one, like I want to be known for the graphics, like that's like I like that and the team, like no one, like I'm not good at skating, no one knows about me, like the first couple of years of Wool, like running it, I didn't tell any, I mean, not that I didn't tell anyone, but I was very selective about who I told, like, oh yeah, I'm the one that running Wool. Like my friends knew and everything, but like I remember like hanging out at like Spot and stuff, and like it started to like come up a little bit, and there were a couple people that were like, wait, you're the guy that's doing this? And I think I mentioned this last time, and like I don't know, I don't have much ego, and like my fucking least favorite thing, and I've had this happen to me a couple times throughout my life, like being at the skate park and like some guy shows up and it's like, hey, like you're like, what's up, man? Like what board do you want? Oh, how do you like it? I got this brand. It's like it's me, and like it's this brand that I own. I'm on the team with my friends. It's just like notice how everything is just going back to that person. And like I was just always like, not many times, but it happened a couple times. I was so fucking turned off every time. It's just like I never want to be that guy. Yeah. like I love skateboarding. Like I really don't think I'm particularly talented at it, but I never would like, oh yeah, everyone look at Wool because I'm tight as fuck. Like never.
I'm the fucking man.
Like maybe if I was P-Rod and could fire off a handshake that wasn't flaccid.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Like I'm just trying to draw a parallel to that, just to reflect and maybe compare. Like you know, I'm building this disc golf course at Snow Ridge, and like I'm not a professional disc golf. I started disc golfing a year ago. Yeah. And I'm building a course, which that in itself is crazy, but like internally I'm like I feel wrong almost in a sense that like I'm doing this thing that people have been playing this sport for decades and won't even get a chance at building their own course, even if they wanted to. And I'm this guy who just started playing a year ago, and I'm building a course, and I'm like, I just feel like this pressure because I'm like, I don't have that ego because I'm not a pro. Yeah. And I'm like, I hope people aren't like, this kid fucking built this here. And so like, you know, it does, there's that like aura to it where you're just like, I don't know.
Dude, definitely. And like, and there's something to that too. Like, I think if you like I think having that, like, for lack of a better word, like, and take this in the spirit that it's intended, like ignorance about it, like is almost a blessing in a way, because you're not so concerned about what other people did before you. You're just like, okay, I have this space. What can I do with it?
Right.
And like,
and that breeds creativity.
Definitely. Definitely.
And like, I mean, at least in my case, like I'm excited because like we have that good feedback. Yeah. So it's like, all right, so I didn't fuck it up. You know, which is sick. Definitely. Well, like, I mean, also, like, I don't think it really takes a rocket scientist to like figure out how to like do a disc golf course. It's not like a very complicated setup, but
I couldn't tell you the first thing about it. I'll tell you
but let me tell you. So that's what my thought process was. You know, I've been playing for a year and I've seen like 35-ish courses at this point. So I'm like, all right, I could hack at this. Like, it can't be that hard. Yeah. Which, like, designing it, not that hard. Building it, different story. Especially on a mountain.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Me just like, oh, Snow Ridge isn't that big of a ski resort. I love anyone to go check out that 7,200 foot course because it's like a monster. Yeah. But I went to I was just at a new course at Myers Creek Brewing in Kaz. I really don't want to like shit on them too bad because like their brewery is
constructive criticism. Constructive criticism.
Brewery's cool and everything, but they installed a disc golf course, and what it really looks like is someone just kind of put baskets in all over the property, and then they slapped like randomly cut pieces of artificial turf just like on the ground. They're like, so you just start here and you just throw that way. Awesome. But like no signs, no like grooming or anything. And I'm over here, I'm getting like all like, if I don't have all the tee pads done, people are gonna be like pissed off. And I go there and I'm like, geez.
It took some of the pressure off, huh?
Woo! I was like, and they didn't even like advertise it, and they just like opened one day. They're just like, we have a disc golf course now.
I wonder, man.
And we spent like months like telling people like, you know, get prepared for this. We did like a fundraiser. We did all that shit. And I'm like, wow, like it made me feel a lot better about it. Like, we're really doing this the right way. Yeah. You know, we're not just like half-assing this.
Well, they have another business with it, right? You said?
Yeah, it's a brewery, but it's like
so it's like an added thing, maybe.
And I'm sure that whoever designed that I don't even think it was the design. It was just like a let's put disc golf baskets in the
Yeah,
ground and maybe
yeah.
more people will come thing.
Yeah.
Which is like cool and all, like they building on the new interest in the world for disc golf, but it's like as a disc golfer, it's kind of like, damn, you kind of making the sport look bad. If
Yeah.
people who don't know disc golf come and look at that, they're probably like, is this how every course is? You know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, is it this shitty everywhere?
I don't know. Maybe whatever.
I don't know.
Not
it's
your
ju-
project.
No, but it just like made me like really, it put perspective.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
you see someone else do it not maybe the right way, when you thought you weren't doing it the right way,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh wow, okay, it makes me
Yeah.
feel a ton better about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no, absolutely, yeah, and then and some of the factors, because like it happens like that, like bringing it back to skateboarding, like when a
Yeah.
shitty skate park gets built, which
Exactly.
like,
Oh my
does
God.
happen from time to time.
I've seen 'em.
a lot,
People get injured from that.
A lot in the-
exactly. It becomes a safety thing.
dude. Yeah, and like a lot in the Northeast too. Like I can't remember if it's Horseheads or Painted Post, but somewhere in the southern tier is one of the worst goddamn skate parks I've ever been to in my life. They built an expansion on it that's better, but like what it originally was legitimately two 45-degree angle slabs that were supposed to be banks, like, and like the
Like, what
ground is
this?
super rough on top of it, and it's like and even just like going up on the bank is just like so much impact. Like, yeah, but and like it makes you wonder, like Onondaga Lake Park, like apparently what happens like way back whenever that bid was like a sidewalk contractor was the one that won.
You can tell.
Yeah. Fuck that bowl. Like I started out as like I started out skating as a transition skater because I've been snowboarding forever.
Right.
And it was just it was a really easy way to skate. And I've spent the vast majority of my time on a skateboard has been skating a bowl, and that fucking thing at Onondaga Lake Park is so dangerous. Oh my God. This is actually when I was like starting to skate. I was like 18, 19, like back when it was like getting a lot of use. And there's that little drain hole, and I didn't know about it, and it grabbed one of my wheels, and I just got fucking whipped down
Jeez.
onto the ground. There were like 5 or 6 BMXers all at the top, and I was just like writhing on the ground in pain.
Oh my.
None of them said a word.
No.
Not a single like, "Hey, are you all right, man?" Or like, "Fuck, that looked
Like
just
it was coming for someone.
Yeah.
He knew.
Pretty much, yeah.
Might as well be.
Dude, I probably know.
Why does this feel like this keeps happening to you, Justin?
Oh, I don't.
You know what else there that really bothers me
Huh.
is I don't even know the volcano you want to call it.
Oh yeah.
And you just like, if you've ever seen a good volcano at a skate park and then you look at this one, it looks like a 5-year-old made it
Dude,
with their
yeah.
hands. They
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
fucking melted the skin off their hands, like hand patting it down.
It's so hard. That thing is so hard to skate. And
Just out of
But, like-
curiosity, who's your favorite skater?
oh shit, no, dude, I'll
Just
have
like
I'll have this conversation all goddamn day. I mean, fuck, dude, that's such a tough question. I mean, I think after the most recent Nike part, I got to give it to Grant Taylor. That all street part in LA. Oh my God, I watched that one a lot.
Who built that? All Street.
I'm sorry, what
The park.
Oh no! It's all L.A. It's all it
Oh.
was
Like
so
just
so
a street
so.
part.
Grant Taylor's like one of the best transition skaters, and Nike just released a video, and there was one transition clip in it. It's a fucking buck transit, and then the rest of it's all street footage in L.A. Mostly L.A. And it's like, and it's just crazy to see someone. It's like it would be like Tony Hawk going out and skating a handrail, like it's just
You're
like
what?
it's a bit of a rough comparison, but just for just to kind of put it in layman's terms.
Yeah, just someone you wouldn't suspect.
Yeah,
doing that kind of
exactly. Like,
stuff.
I respected the hell out of that part. So Grant, and I've been a fan of Grant skating for a really long time. So Grant Taylor's up there. I know a lot of people hate him, but I fucking love Jim Greco. I love Jim Greco. Greco's Death Wish remix part I watched so many goddamn times because he does like fast plants and like kind of weird like snowboard tricks in a way. So
Nice.
that like, yeah, there's one shot of him like fast planting either over a car or off a car in that part, and I like, and there's another one where they're like, it's like at a school, so there's a fence and then there's a bank that goes over it, and he goes up fast plants, stalls on one foot, and then jumps in. It's just such a fucking good clip. Greco and Dustin Dolan are up there. I know, like I had the favorite skater conversation with a couple of my friends, and my one friend, Tom. I was like, shout out, Tom does Free Society Skate. That's like, if you've ever seen me with the Simpsons graphics on my board, he makes them. So everyone go buy from Free Society Skate.
Cool.
But Tom, like we were having the favorite skater conversation. Tom was like, not what I would have expected. And yeah, Ali Bulala. I was going back into some of his old parts way back when. It's such a tough question. Mark Suchu's been getting up there too. His Verso part that came out like a year or two ago was just, I watched that so many goddamn times. That dude is a wizard, just a legitimate wizard.
I feel like there's so many different names now. Like,
dude,
it's
like,
Oh, yeah, it's
I'm
saturated.
definitely not up to date with any of this.
Yeah, I mean, like, and like that's the craziest part about skateboarding is like there are so many different like levels and facets. Like, do you guys know about barrier cult at all? And it's okay if you
Yes,
don't.
I
This
do.
is like,
I've watched like a mini documentary about the barrier cults.
get.
This
All right, Kyle. I'll be as succinct.
shit is awesome.
I'll be as succinct as I possibly can.
It's funny.
It's
more funny.
Fucking incredible. So Barrier Cult is this group of anonymous skaters from Vancouver that only skate road barriers. You know, like the
Oh, it's
harsh transition
hilarious.
stuff, and they all wear ski masks and like denim jackets. Of course, this is why I'm into them. With like, and they're all like crazy, like into like all sorts of metal you've never heard of, and their edits are just like them doing the most fucked up tricks you've ever seen on road barriers with like the most guttural like.
And
metal,
they're like
just,
ritual. They're like
like,
ritual about it,
dude. Yes, and
It's
it's
hilarious.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, they like drag like knives over the barriers and shit. Like, I think they're kind of poking, like I think they're having a little fun with it,
Oh,
but
of
also
course.
being serious at the same time.
I think Vice did a spot on
Yes.
them. That's what I watched.
Yeah, no, Vice has done it.
Which is not surprising to me that Vice would find something like that to
Dude,
make a
yeah,
video
no.
about.
But,
Is
yeah.
Vice even still around?
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
I
but
mean, they
it's
they
less
definitely
fun.
put random shit out, but like I don't think they're a successful business.
No, that whole thing came and went. But then when
They're
they were
still
doing a lot of
legendary,
though. Yeah.
dude, when they were doing really cool stuff with skateboarding, like like that barrier cult piece, I thought was so cool. But yeah, and they all have pseudonyms too. Like their leader goes by this is my favorite name ever, Deer Man of Darkwoods. And dude, fuck, what are the other names? Like there's Depth Leviathan Dweller, Hammerer of Roots, like Statute of the Black Crow. Dude, they're
It's so fucking great.
it's just everything is extra and over the top, and I love it so
It's like
goddamn much.
if you like met a bunch of people who did like LARPing.
yeah,
But
seriously.
skateboarding.
Hey, and I
It's like
fucking
a role playing game. for
Yeah,
them.
essentially.
And
They
because-
put the mask on, they become a different person.
Yeah.
dude, and the but the best part is like these are all just dudes.
Yeah.
Like they're like a couple of them are like Chris Haslam is a big pro. He was in a couple of their things. He's from British Columbia. But like I spent a lot of time one night trying to find a picture of Deer Man of Darkwoods without a mask, and I fucking found it. And I was like, who is it? What pro? Like is it this person? Is it this person? It's a fucking normal ass dude.
It's just
Joe from down the
seriously.
street. It's just some fucking skater from Vancouver that's way more famous under the name Deer Man of Darkwoods. Like I saw it without the picture. I'm like, or without the mask. I was like, it's just a fucking guy. I was like, dude, I was like wanting it to be like
It's
fucking
incredible.
like Guy Mariano or some
Yeah.
shit, or like Costin, like by some impossibility. Like my favorite thing for a while was to go on different skate forums and look up different theories as to who the different people in the barrier cult were. There were some.
Oh, I'm
fucking-
sure there's so
Oh,
much
Reddit,
on
dude.
the subreddits of that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it was like some people were like it's Costin, 100%. Like, yeah, there's no fucking way it's Eric Costin.
Conspiracy skates.
Do you think he has the time to just like go up there and be a part of this cult?
The guy's like hanging out with Tiger Woods. Like I don't think he's hanging out in Vancouver doing his like underground.
Yeah, and they do it
underground
at
skate
night,
videos.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And-
always. Oh yeah. Always at night. Always
They have
road
like glow
barriers too.
sticks, like lighting it up. Or
No. There's one. Shit. What the hell's the name of it? It's like it's not Trail Side. It's something side in Vancouver. it was in like Deadpool. It's a skate park that's like in a little tunnel under a bridge, essentially.
Oh wow.
It looks super.
They
it
do
looks
everything
super
there?
fun. That's most of it. A lot of it. A lot of it they do film there because it's like a bunch of. But they have like I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's something that they have, but they have a barrier that they painted black with like their like put their branding on it and shit.
Dude, you gotta watch this
It's
after because it's like you actually watch them go and you're like, fuck, I probably couldn't do that.
Dude, no, like some of the shit Dear Man of Darkwoods has done on road barriers is fucking insane. Like he did a fucking like a method from one to another, like grab like with his backhand, like you shouldn't be able to do that. Like
I feel like if you just picked
dude,
one,
yeah, seriously,
if you just picked one like feature in a park and just only rode that thing for years, you'd just be nasty at that one thing.
That's like that's kind of like what they're at with the road barriers too, because like fuck, they did a video like Dear Man of Darkwood skates LA, and it's like, oh, is he gonna skate the park? Nope, it's only barriers.
It's just like, oh, that's the barrier at Walmart.
Dude, exactly. And like, yeah, fuck, there was controversy. I think it was his last trick in the second barrier cult video that came back a couple years ago. It wasn't a park, and people were like, oh, it's not a real barrier, it's not a trick.
Which is just like whatever.
Dude, but like it's crazy. Like there can be this whole like there's like a barrier cult brand. Like I mean I don't know like how much
They got like action
supports.
figures and shit.
Dude, I would fucking barrier cult, if you're listening, make action figures. Like, I would buy the shit out of that.
Like you put them on the tech decks.
Dude,
Yes,
yes, absolutely. It's like it flies.
It comes with its own barrier.
Dude, it flies in the face of everything those
Yes.
guys stand for. But if you're listening, fucking do it.
Commoditize yourselves.
Dude. But like
You're worth more.
but it's a thing. It's a thing that's out there, and like some people know about it. But like you can have that going on, but also skateboarding going on in the Olympics at the same time. Because like everyone's talking about that because
Yeah, what's your take on that?
It's tough. It's tough because like as you guys know, and as I've stated before, I'm a snowboarder first, and in my lifetime, I mean, in 1998 when the first Winter Olympics had the men's half pipe for snowboarding, but you can kind of see like where it started. Like it started like it was like the first Olympics was sick. Like Hecky Sorsa, I think he got bronze. Finnish pro snowboarder. I think he shaved a mohawk and like had
very late 90s.
Yeah, dude, like, I think like no helmet, just like low goggles, just like fucking looked the part. And now like if you look at like snowboarding like right now, it's just like who can grab mute and spin the most. It's like
it's a spin.
It's
like a gymnastics thing, and it's not really like
it is. Yeah,
who did the most styly thing.
Some of it, yeah, like the style, which is really the soul of it, takes a back seat. And like I've been watching the Olympics when I can. I haven't been able to watch everything that's happened, but I paid most attention to the men's street, and like it was just crazy like watching that. Like it's
surreal.
In a way, because it's like it's the Olympics and how many people are watching, and it's like one of my favorite skaters, Axel Kreisberg's the pro for Toy Machine, he was there for Belgium, and it's like Axel, who's who's a very respected street skater, is skating in the fucking Olympics right now, and like he was crushing it too, and like he was doing his Axel things, and then like so like that part of it's really cool as long as the soul gets preserved. I don't care, but it's easy because like these like Olympic committees get jurisdiction over like decisions on contests and stuff, and that fucking isn't gonna work.
There's a favorite video of mine, like it's a ski video. The name is slipping my mind right now because I just came to my head, but they talk to these pro skiers who don't compete on that level, on that stage for various reasons.
Yeah, well, I mean the film pro's a valid thing in skiing. So,
but the same question, what's your they're talking like Tanner Hall and shit. What's your thought on like the Olympics having park skiing and like big air and all this shit, and I think my favorite quote was something along the lines of they're like, who is whatever judge, who are they to say what the best trick for the moment is?
Yeah.
Like maybe someone who does a zero spin with a really like gnarly grab off this jump, maybe that's like the coolest thing, but like because so and so's the judge, they decide that because this guy spun 500 times, he's gonna win.
Yeah.
And it's
So
like
it becomes this like formula.
right. It's like if you're not doing three flips and 7 spins, you're not gonna fucking win.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what. And it also took like the factor of like how you're landing. Like if you're anyone could just like whip their body, but it like if you don't like then it's like people just look like robots, everyone's just doing the same fucking trick.
Right.
And it's not like, oh my God, that one dude did that crazy combination of shit that no one ever tried. And it's like, that's epic.
It kind of like loses the art form.
Right. And so a lot of these pros are just like, I don't want to be a part of that. Cause like, I don't want to be told basically in a way, like I don't want to be told like this dude's subject or dudette's subjective opinion about what is considered the best thing. And it's hard. I feel like it's such a subjective sport. Any of those, any action sport is very subjective.
It's tough because on one hand, like with the double cork thing and snowboarding, like when that became everything, and that was for me, that was the moment when snowboarding kind of died, at least for me personally.
The spin the win.
Like with like 1800s and shit. Like get the fuck out of here.
It's like you don't need to do
it's
that.
Not for me. No,
it's not even like realistic.
It's crazy that you can do
it's
it.
Super
but,
dangerous.
Like, but fucking like one of my favorite tricks that's ever gone down in Syracuse is Austin Smith switch front nose pressing the Henniger down bar. I'll watch that all fucking day over someone doing an 1800.
Well, yeah. I mean, it loses its allure at some point because you're just like, all right, I'm just watching this dude just.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's doing the same.
You're just like, all right. I mean, that's fucking impressive that you did that.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy.
Absolutely.
But it's also like, where in the world am I gonna find this 120-foot gap?
Yeah,
and practice this trick.
Exactly.
It takes the bar and just puts it in an unapproachable level. Where it's like an average kid, like you better start at the age of 3 if you want a chance to be that.
Absolutely. And the accessibility of snowboarding is like definitely like that's like an area where I really fall off of it because like it's a silver spoon sport, unfortunately. It's like not everyone can just
it's like golf.
Like not everyone can just get the board, the bindings, the boots, like, and then all the accoutrement that go with
and
that.
then be able to afford to ride
passes.
There.
It's like
it's like $500 for a season pass.
Next thing you know, you're fucking broke.
No, exactly. So that's that like the lack of accessibility is like definitely one of the areas I kind of fall off in snowboarding with, and that's an area where skateboarding shines. But at the same time, like I feel like I worry it's going to go in that same vein of gymnastics where people have kids so it can be in line with an Olympic year. It's like, and that's like, that to me just feels so gross.
Yeah, it does, and it changes like the public, the general perspective of the sport, because people who don't skateboard, they are just gonna see it for the Olympic skateboarding because they saw it on TV, and not because they're watching like the X Games or something. I mean, even that to an extent, I'm sure it kind of falls in line with that. Just like competition on that level.
It's tough. Like if everything could be what the hell's the name of that? The Copenhagen the contest that goes down there. That's just like it. Or Dime, that's probably a better example. Like Dime, if you know that brand, they have these incredible like almost like WWE style skate events, and there's no winners. It's all for the spectacle.
Just people just going crazy.
Exactly. And like that, like, but obviously there's no winners, which is a problem when you have when you have gold, silver, and bronze on the table.
Right.
So yes, I mean, I have no power over it. The one thing I really will say about the broadcast so far with the Olympics and skateboarding is it's been fucking awful. The commentators suck.
They don't even like understand the sport very well.
No, there was
Are they even skaters? I haven't even watched. So like
no, I don't believe so. I thought it seemed a little disorganized. I thought I thought I read that Tony Hawk was going to be one of the commentators, which that would have been awesome.
But
'Cause
yeah,
that guy knows
because he
skating.
actually knows how to talk about skateboarding.
But no, evidently not. And then fuck yeah, during the men's street final, like they were in like the final section where they had like those last like handful of tricks, and they just cut the broadcast. And I had to I was watching it on TV, and it was just like, all right, and we're gonna cut to like women's cycling. I was like, what? No, like no.
You finished the fucking thing,
dude. Yeah, and like, oh man, they the commentators did there was a kid from Peru that I was really pulling for in the final. I don't have his name off the top of my head, but he's pro for Jart Skateboards, and I had no idea that there was a Peruvian in the Olympics. I thought that was so cool, and he was just sending these crazy tray flip front lips, and the guy called it a tray flip board slide, and I was just like.
You're so wrong.
Yeah.
And no one's there to fucking correct him.
Yeah. So it's tough. I mean, like when skateboarding's like on that level, like that's when I start to be like, get fucked. I don't care.
I'm considering though, like, so I kind of see skateboarding as this community. It's like rebellious.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Very gritty.
Yeah.
Like counterculture.
Can be.
Could you consider maybe that, like, because it's on the main stage now, that it would get a little bit more respect, and maybe support from like the older generation? Because like my grandma's freaking watching the Olympics, probably, and seeing some of this stuff. So it's like, do you think that like amount of respect is good for the sport, or would you rather have it be more counterculture? If you were like. Because like you have the background of seeing how like the snowboarding community changed with the Olympics.
Yeah, and I think I think there's a definite cause and effect there, with the snowboarding side of things. And no, I think you're absolutely right with the point you're making, because I mean, you know, getting back to Wool, I mean, because probably the Olympics, you know, gave me a little nice boost too.
I saw you on that commercial.
Oh yeah,
they did that interview.
If anyone was wondering, I was on the news. I think it was the NBC affiliate, like a week ago. No, it was earlier this or it was last week, Monday last week. Fuck, it's been a crazy couple weeks. But yeah, I mean, but it does bring more awareness to it, and like, you know, some people don't even want to call skateboarding a sport, which I kind of agree with. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like Chris Pullman, who's pro for Heroin Skateboards right now, he said something interesting. He's like, I think skateboarding's not a sport and it's not a lifestyle. He's like, I look at it as a form of play. I was like, I mean, it's tough. Like is it art? Is it expression? Is it like, is it a sport? Like, you know, which
activity.
Exactly.
Well, you can make it whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, definitely.
It can take many forms.
Yeah. So
transportation, like, even.
Yeah, dude,
seriously.
For sure. That dude 8-baller who's pro for Santa Cruz. He pushed a crazy distance from like, I think he went from like Vancouver to San Diego or something. Just damn. And he would like eat, he had like cans of SpaghettiOs he would eat. I was watching something, and it might have been on Vice actually, where
there's been people that skate across the country.
Oh, dude, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like it's tough to say, because like this is where I kind of fall off with skateboarding, because there is that sort of old guard of like, no, it should be punk rock. You should be telling everyone to fuck off, which I kind of agree with too, like to a point. Like one of my favorite brands, Anchor Hardware, this East Coast hardware brand that's been going for some time. They made one of the best fucking stickers. I bought so many. It's styled in the Make America Great Again, but it says Make Skateboarding a Crime Again. I was just like, yes.
I want the police to come after me with their baton.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and like it's funny because like you still like skateboarding gets a reaction out of people too, because like I have a mini ramp in my backyard. Do my neighbors love me? A lot of them don't. But now I can say, hey, this is an Olympic training facility, like in a way.
I'm just training for the Olympics, guys.
Yeah,
no, I fucking hate it.
You'll catch me in 2024.
That's your excuse the whole time.
Fucking hell, dude! I'd have to be representing like, oh my god, like Granada or something.
I'm curious how it's gonna get accepted, because it's like, at its core, it's a loud sport.
Yes, no, it is.
Or
You're absolutely right.
recreations.
It
Like
is, it is.
people hate the sound of skateboards, and it like strikes fear in people because they're
Oh,
like, oh, I
definitely.
have these traumatic
Definitely.
experiences of getting like hit in the ankle,
Oh,
or,
yeah,
like
for
falling,
sure,
cracking my
for sure.
arm or something.
Dude, yeah.
But it's like also like an Olympic sport too, because like
Yeah.
the difference with snowboarding is you can kind of prop it up on this pedestal
Yeah.
because it's different in the sense that the form the art form of snowboarding itself
Yeah.
isn't really like gritty in nature.
Mhm.
It's
No,
just like
yeah.
smooth. You're
Yeah.
s-
Yeah. It is
gliding
similar to gymnastics in a
along.
way. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm,
and it's
yeah.
like athletic, but like skateboarding is so crunchy.
Yeah,
you know?
it's raw.
Yeah.
It is raw.
And it has a little mix of the mystical wizardry that
Yeah.
comes along with being good at skateboarding.
Dude, no, absolutely. Because I mean, the question I get the most is like, people that don't skate, like mostly from like my professional life, like they'll see something and be like, so do they have magnets in their shoes, or like, how does this work?
No, it's just they're defying all
Yeah.
rules.
It's
No,
fucking crazy.
It is. So yeah, it is weird that you have like, yeah, I mean, like there's another Olympic competition going on tonight, but you also like can get in trouble for skateboarding like outside. It's like you wouldn't, but then again, you're not doing gymnastics like outside someone's office complex.
They just
So,
roll
like,
out the
Yeah,
They're doing
I mean,
balance.
the
True.
parkour is interesting. I mean, like with your free running and stuff.
Mm.
Have you or anyone like gotten in
yeah.
trouble? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
really?
over in Market Square, or what is that, Market Street in,
Oh, okay,
in
yeah, yeah.
Syracuse.
Yeah.
On that one strip with like Varsity Pizza,
Mhm, mhm.
Oh,
like Cafe
as you
Kubal.
just-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. One of my friends got held at gunpoint because he was like free running on the top of the roofs over there.
By who?
Just some random cop out there. Yeah.
What?
That's wild.
Dude, fuck.
I mean, then again, like free running is on its own like sphere because of how like crazy you like people will get. With
They
it.
probably
Yeah.
thought you were some sort of like crazy sophisticated cat burglar or something.
Right, or
Mm.
or like I feel like that the immediate thing is like they're trying to commit suicide because they're on top of a building, even though like there's no building that's like, I mean there is a couple buildings that are tall in Syracuse, but like you're not seeing people standing on top of those buildings,
Well, yeah.
So when you do see someone,
Yeah, like
parking-
oh my god, they're on a
Yeah.
two-story building. Oh shit!
That reminds me. This is one of the most amazing things that ever happened to me. I was living in Salt Lake, in my apartment there. We were in this little alleyway, and there was a little handrail, and we're like, oh, sick! Like we can set up the handrail when the snow comes, and that was exactly what we did. And the best part was this handrail. The like. It was a business that we live next to, and I thought it was like, I was like, there's no way this is real. And it was like a legitimate magic emporium. Like they were a distributor of like supplies for magicians.
I love that.
It was like, the name was like something like, it was, I think it had said Magic Emporium on like the sign. I was like, what? But anyway, so I was just like, but so they had a little handrail, and so me and my buddies were setting it up, and we had a banshee bungee. I don't know if you guys ever,
Ooh, yeah.
if you guys ever
Those
had
things
one
are
of those.
gnarly.
Dude, those things are fucked.
They're
Oh my
scary,
God.
honestly.
No, yeah. Like, after like, thankfully, like, I do plan on using one again at some point for something. But that none of them ever broke on me.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, fucking one of the Think Tank, like my favorite snowboard video company, or one of them at least. There was one clip where one of the guys, they're pulling, like they tied bungees together, and
Oh my God.
and they pull it back, and it snaps, and it hits fucking the pro. I think it was Jesse Burtner, just directly in the ass, just directly across the ass, just like. But like those things are dense. They could probably knock the wind out of him.
God. That would like knock someone over.
Oh my God, could you imagine getting that spanking?
He probably still has a mark from it.
Dude, fuck, probably. But anyway,
Yo.
so we had the Banshee bungee, and we're like we built the lip, and like we're like doing like the run in and we're starting to do like test hits, and then we're about to start the session. And then all of a sudden, there were no sirens or anything. One cop car comes in really fucking hot. A second, a third, a fourth, a fifth. I think there were 6 total.
Like
It
an
was
aggressive amount of police officers.
yeah, like, and they all like it wasn't they just pulled in. It was like, yeah. And I was just like, we were using my car for the tow in, and I was just like, I remember like slowly turning, being like, what was the only thing I could think. I was like, what is? I was like, there's no way. Like they think there's no way they're doing this because we're snowboarding. Like. And so I like go to like approach them and like make sure to like take my hands out of my pockets and shit. And there I was like, hey, like what's up? And they're like, hey, just do us a favor, just keep your hands where we can see them, and just everyone just sit on the ground, just do that. I was like, okay. And so what had happened was someone had driven by and saw the Banshee bungee, and they thought we were stealing copper wiring out of the building. And fucking like every unit and like every available unit in Salt Lake was descending on us.
Jeez.
Like, because like the like ranking officer or whatever like said I remember him, because I was just like trying to process what the fuck was going on, because all of a sudden like
You have
a
the
shitload
SWAT
of-
team
Dude,
coming out.
yeah, like
helicopters
like
and
a
shit.
bunch of like SLCPD is like legitimately descending on us. They're like, what is happening? Like, we're fucking snowboarding. But the CO or whatever is just like grabs the little walk and he's like, nah, call it off. It's just some kids snowboarding. and then he explained to us what happened. They actually were super cool about it, because they could tell we were a little surprised by what was going on, because we're a little confused.
Yeah.
And it's like accepted over there, like the whole snowboarding culture.
Yeah, much more definitely. And he was like, yeah, like he was like, you know, maybe the building owner isn't going to be hyped on this, but that's his decision, not mine. So he's like, just be safe, and that's fine. Like, and we didn't really have too much of a session after that, but
Right, because you're all like, you should
yeah,
just go.
we were tripping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the best part was is because we lived next door to it, none of us had ID on them. I think that also saved us. I think if we had ID, they may have given us a ticket or two, but none of us had our ID on us, because we just left everything in the house. And so we kind of got away unscathed from that one. But that one was, I told John Moore from Flower Shop. Shout out Flower Shop, by the way. I told John Moore I was going to tell him that story, because he snowboards and we were chit-chatting about something. So, all right, John, if you're listening, there's that story. But,
that's hysterical. I mean, like, that's crazy. Like,
it was so...
It's always
so
funny,
weird.
like, how aggressive things can be on like the most like minor thing.
Yeah. like I mean, like we had just piled some snow. That was it. That was really all we had done.
Shoveling a crime.
Yeah, oh my god. Well, actually, it's funny in Utah, like up in Guardsman's Pass. I can't remember who it was, but someone I knew got an illegal construction ticket because they're like. Because up there, I don't know who has jurisdiction, but it's like the Forestry Service or some shit. But they're really not into people building stuff. And so someone I knew just went and they just built a little jump, and just piling snow, they got an illegal construction ticket.
Which I can imagine is not cheap.
I don't know. I can't.
It just sounds like it.
Yeah,
would be
no,
cheap.
it definitely. Yeah, no. You're absolutely right. I can't remember. I couldn't remember off the top of my head who it was, but I just remember being so tripped out on that. Like, you were piling snow and you got a ticket. Like, so I don't know. So yeah, skateboarding still gets a reaction out of people. Snowboarding definitely does too. But yeah, there it is a little bit more accepted. Just definitely not up in Guardsman's Pass. They're the Forestry Service or whatever it is. Super not down.
Yeah.
But,
so to bring this back to wool.
Oh yeah, shit. We've talked about everything else under the sun.
It's been great.
Yeah, it's been good.
Good
combo.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
I mean, for wool, I mean, I'm trying to
like moving forward now.
Yeah.
You have your one project that you're working on.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
having
the
the boards all matching
Yep.
together.
Yeah, the toy box series. Keep your eyes peeled, everyone. It'll be out soon.
And you're big into numerology.
Yeah, the past couple weeks, it was like Memorial Day. I was like balls deep in the UFO thing, and then the past like week or two, it's been numerology.
I feel like you should make a merch line.
Just
on this shit.
Just UFOs and numbers.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck! Like, what's that one meme of like the woman like doing like the math
right.
or whatever? Yeah, it's just shitty drawings of like.
Look at all the fractals, guys.
Fucking hell! Oh my! There's the soundbite from this podcast. Yeah, so the series is coming. I mean, stay tuned. I want to do. I would like to do a sort of full length to help promote, and then as soon as I get this fucking bus, I mean, it's hopefully gonna be game on.
Are you gonna get that shit wrapped?
Probably. I'm trying to like. I was thinking because I was like, damn. Like on one hand, like branded bus would be really fucking cool. Like back in the High Cascade days, one of my best days there is I got to drive. There was a branded Nike short bus.
Oh,
and
that's sick.
Jimmy and I got to drive.
What about just like putting a bunch of wool stickers on it?
Yeah,
Sort of like the
just-
Zoomies throwback.
Oh,
Like
God,
having-
yeah. Like with the
That'd take a
fucking-
lot of stickers.
Dude, so many, more than I have on hand. That's for sure. That's another problem I have right now. I don't have.
Might
an
be
ounce
cheaper
of
than
product.
rapping though.
Dude, rapping. See, I think I looked into rapping. It seemed mellow. I think it was like 500.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's really not that
Damn.
bad.
But the thing is, I was thinking like, okay, if we're gonna be doing like skate missions, it's like, man, shouldn't we be flying under the radar a little? So I was toying with the idea of doing like no branding, just rocking the yellow and just like to try and hide in plain sight a little bit. I don't know.
Dude,
Might
you
be
could
overthinking
could
it.
change the font on the side and just like
Oh yeah.
cryptic that way.
Yeah, I thought of it. I was trying to figure out how to do this, but how to make it say from school bus to wool bus. But
Oh cool.
yeah,
I mean, they're just vinyl stickers.
oh yeah.
So-
Yeah. I mean, with how hokey I do things, it'll probably just be electrical tape over there, like glass.
That is the
I respect that.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to do.
See what
things
you
better.
did there.
Dude. I don't know. The jury's out on that one because I'm like, I mean, not that I've ever had to like really run like from any sort of authority, but like sometimes those like situations like do
They
go
come up-
down.
yeah, they come
like
up.
you see like just like fucking Karens out in the wild just going nuts on people.
Oh my god, dude! I was gonna bring that up at some point.
Yo,
It never
yeah.
came, but like just so many videos of people just going absolutely out of their way for no reason to stop someone from hitting a stair set, and you're
Dude.
like, you don't even work here.
Yeah.
just go.
I can't remember the guy's name. I think he's like I think he's a pro from Belgium. But there was this was on like every skate Instagram like a year and a half ago when the part came out. But he was trying to skate something, and there was a guy like a story and a half up who dropped a planter to try and stop him and fucking hit him. Like imagine like just the impact of the planter and then the dirt like on top of that too. Like, and it's just like
these people think they're like doing like some social justice work, but in the end they're like actually potentially putting people in harm's way.
Dude, definitely.
Which is like, I feel like
Skaters
especially
gonna
because
do it anyways.
Well, the thing is also
Yeah.
like, if it came down to like a lawsuit, I feel like the skater might win out a lot because it's like, yes, you are doing something on like property that you didn't have like permission to, but this person assaulted you essentially.
No, you're absolutely
So it's
right.
like, are you really helping, or are you just making the situation worse?
Dude, no, exactly. Like, fuck, the clip's a couple years old. But I can't remember. It's some kid trying to skate like a 9 or a 10 stair or something, and a security guard pushes him and makes contact with him as he's like going over. It's just like, okay, the whole the security guards say I can't have you be here because if you get hurt, you're then going to turn around and sue us. But if you put your hands on someone,
No, I'm gonna sue.
and they fucking hurt themselves, because 9, 10 stairs, that's getting into some bigger shit.
Well, then it's not, I'm gonna sue the company or
Dude,
whatever.
yeah.
Now I'm just suing you.
Oh, yeah. I always said oh yeah, if I ever get hurt skating somewhere, I'm not gonna sue. But if someone
pushed
me
you down a fucking stair set.
I
think
think
my
that lawsuit
favorite-
mentality changes a little.
My favorite one, and it's funny because it's a kid on a scooter, but it was at El Toro, and
Oh fuck!
and it was like some lady, the principal or something, and she's on the golf cart.
Yes. No, it was that kid. It was like some kid from like New Orleans or something, and they're like fighting with her.
Yeah,
and she's
they're like, we literally came all the fucking way out here just to do
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Let us do it.
dude.
And then he does it anyway. It's fucking epic.
Oh my god, there's CJ Collins. I'm pretty sure this is him. It's a Toy Machine Pro who's like fucking 14 years old. But like same thing, was just like trying to get some woman was trying to kick him out of, I think it was a school. And like I kind of felt bad for the woman because I think they were, if my memory serves correctly, they were like, oh, just like let us like come on, just a couple more tries. And then he like greases it. And as he's riding away, he turns to the woman and just goes, go fuck yourself. Or like, fuck you, lady, or like some shit like that. It's just like, fuck yeah. because there definitely was like a little bit of a change, because I think they're like, oh, like please, like let us skate, and then he greases it, and another couple tries. I love that so much. Just like, fuck you. Oh my god, it has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it's one of the most amazing clips I had ever seen. The guy who was there when Tupac died, he was talking about that experience. And fuck, I don't know if I can recite it like word for word, but he talks about like he was on the scene like when Tupac is like bleeding out, and he said like he's like you know, and I talked to him. I was like, who did this? Who shot you? And he said it was like, oh, you know, it's like he looked at me, and it was the first time he acknowledged my presence, and I could tell he's kind of getting his breath together, and you know he's gonna try and get a word out, and I'll never forget. He just goes, "Fuck you." He's like, and he said it just like that.
What imagine just being like that's your only interaction with Tupac ever.
Dude,
on his fucking just as he's dying, just fuck you.
Fuck you. I mean, amazing.
If that's true, that's the most badass thing I've ever heard.
I fucking hope so. I screen recorded it and would just like go back and watch it throughout the day, because I was just like, this is the fucking most incredible thing. Like, something about that I just love so much. Just like that dedication, because like he probably knew he was gonna die. And what was the last thing he said to someone?
Just fuck you.
Fuck you. Like I've always said, like I wanted my tombstone, like my last words to be inscribed that were, "You'll never take me alive." It's like last words ring out true. Like even if I die, even if I die an old man on my deathbed, I'm just gonna be like, "You'll never take me alive." That is like it's not quite as legendary as Tupac. Like that I fucking respect so much.
Fucking Tupac, man.
I know, fucking
that's
hell.
Hilarious.
Getting back to the UFO thing, I know we're hitting everything, but one of my favorite, like the Area 51, that whole meme thing, because I have no fucking life. I just live on.
Oh, were they all like
internet.
Descended on Area 51?
Dude, I have probably 300 memes saved on my phone from that whole fucking thing. Like I started putting an album together because I was having so much fun with it, and I stopped.
Great.
I was like, I can't remember after how many, but after like 200 or so, I was like, this is just too much. But one of my favorite ones is like, it was a picture of Biggie and Tupac sitting at a table. She's like, huh, they finally found us.
Yeah, that's good. I remember that, and just remember thinking like when like the government actually started being like, oh, we actually like have to like,
dude,
we have to tend to this, because
like,
people are like legitimately gonna like descend on like a high, like they don't give a fuck there. You literally start driving down that road and you're gonna have like unidentified people with assault rifles in your face, and they will fine you really bad for even like attempting. You pass like this one line. I've seen like videos, and it's like, they're pretty mean to you. They make you turn around, and they give you a hefty fine for even like approaching them, because they're like, there's no reason you're coming here on accident. You know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, no, you're causing trouble for sure.
And like mad people were getting like people were like getting their phones tapped and shit. Like the second they even like type something on the Twitter feed, it was like, oh, they're fucking watching you like a hawk.
For sure. I saw, I can't remember if Barstool posted it, but someone posted, it was like a conference hall, like at like a hotel or something, and it was just filled with guys in camouflage. Like they weren't, you know, they didn't have like, they weren't suited up or anything, but they were just, it was like the tops and bottoms that they were wearing.
Like ghillie suit camouflage?
No. That would be fucking horrifying. Snipers. Yeah, oh my god. No, but it was, but they actually had a safety, it was an Air Force meeting, and they had a safety briefing on heightened threats to intelligence places, Area 51, and the text on it was like, we're actually having a meeting about Area 51, thanks guys. And it was just like a pan around to like all the fucking people that were sitting there and like what it had to do with. So I would love to know what the internal reaction to that was, because there was something like, and it would be fucking horrifying. Like if they, like, imagine if they were like all right, like we can line up, like we have like shooters here, like just ready to mow down people for
right.
I mean, because
all it would take is one bad egg in that whole like group to just try to actually do right.
One Naruto runner, dude. Oh my god.
I hope,
thousands of Naruto
dude.
runners.
If I'm in the
Yes.
military and I
Area
see
51.
that happening, I'd be like, just let him have this moment.
Dude, oh my god.
It's
Yeah,
just like hilarious. It's
No.
like seeing those like on college campuses and shit. Just
dude,
like 100 people just.
incredible. Yeah. Oh my god. Or there was that
That's what
news.
Gino tries to get
Yeah.
everyone to do. My friend Gino.
Oh, he's a big Naruto runner.
He's
always
just into
posts,
that like
Facebook
weird
groups.
shit.
Like,
Oh,
he
yeah,
creates
yeah,
a
yeah.
Facebook event, like everyone
Gotcha.
get together in Naruto run.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
yeah. That's sick.
He's
Dude,
just a troll.
yeah. The best part of that whole event was when they had the newscast there, and they're like, there were people camped out, and one guy Naruto ran across the background. It's just like,
Epic.
It's happening.
Thinking,
You
yes,
just
like,
see
yes!
them.
dude, oh my god.
I just live for that shit because
Yeah.
like even if it doesn't happen, it's just like the people who are so just like amped about it just
Dude.
gets me like happy.
Just all the fucking memes, man.
Yeah.
Just all the memes.
You're
that,
just like, this is what life's all about.
dude, fuck. There's just like one of like me with like my alien when it wakes me up at 3 a.m. like because I don't have any food that it eats, or it's just like stupid shit like that, or it's like me walking out of Area 51 with like DVDs of Shrek 4 and 5 and the ability to pause multiplayer games. Like it's just so fucking stupid, but so good at the same
Yeah,
time.
you're just like this is what I needed right now.
Dude, no, exactly. I mean, like with like COVID and shit. I mean, part of the reason probably why skateboarding blew up is like, yeah, you needed it. Like the Area 51 thing. Like I needed that. I needed that to get through. Fucking
That's where the
COVID and all
internet
that
wins.
shit.
Yeah,
Yes,
and you know the
yes.
internet wins in so many ways, and it also fails in so many ways. But like when it wins, you're just like,
Oh, it's perfect.
I love
It's
when
perfect.
the internet wins and like older people get it too.
Yeah,
And then it's just like a win for everyone.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, yeah.
this is just wholesome. This is wholesome fun.
yeah.
I just remember the kid who like started that whole Area 51 thing
Uh-huh.
when he like actually made the realization that he was like on a like wanted list. Like people were like actually like very
Fuck,
powerful
yeah.
people like were like, we need to get this kid to stop posting shit because it's like a problem
Quit
now.
shit posting.
And that kid was like a fucking 20-year-old and he realized it and he's like, yeah, maybe guys, maybe you shouldn't go to Area 51. Like, not a great idea.
I always wonder if creating trouble like that like leads to opportunities. Like
I'm sure like he can
You
put
got
that on his
publicity,
resume.
yeah.
Like, I'm the fucking Area
Area
51
guy.
kid. Yeah.
dude, imagine that
That's, like,
resume
epic.
piece.
Yeah, they're like, shit.
You're hired.
There's something about that's intriguing to me.
Dude,
Fuck me, you're
hell.
hired.
That's incredible. Yeah, fuck. Like,
Because you know there's plenty of like, I mean, obviously not Area 51, but like other shit like
oh,
that.
dude,
Where
yeah,
like that
yeah.
person is now just remembered for that. Like the fucker in the pussy guy. You know he had like a college tour where he'd just go to like bars and you get paid to be there and people would like get pictures with him and shit. That dude made money off that shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Make merch, the whole like any
That's
that,
the
that
power
is
of
the
the
power.
internet.
No,
Make
that's not
money
just
out
the
of
power of the
anything.
internet, it's the power of America.
dude.
A freedom fighter over here.
Dude, I mean, in a way, like the ways of making money have fucking changed.
That's the
Like,
most American thing I've ever seen. If a guy can just go on TV and say that shit and like it changes his life for the better.
dude. I mean, like I make jokes about like how stupid the future is, but like, I mean, just between the two concepts of Grubhub and OnlyFans, like if you told me about those two things when I was 15, I
Like,
would
what the
I would have been like, what? You can do like everything you need. You know, of course, that's the 15-year-old mentality. But like, I trip out on it all the time because like I'm single now, so I've been like back on the apps and stuff, and like there's a lot of chicks like promoting their OnlyFans and stuff. I'm like, fuck, I don't remember this from a couple years back. Like, this is new.
Okay, I mean, more power to you, but also like I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm just like, you know what, do whatever you want, just don't hurt anyone else.
Imagine
Right.
watching OnlyFans before the first date, though. It's like, I've seen you.
I know you from somewhere. I just can't put my finger on it. Dude, I bet that's
So
fucking
bad.
happening.
I
I'm
did
sure-
put my
oh.
finger on it.
Well, like, but it's going both ways now. Like, there are dudes that are making OnlyFans too. Like,
Hey, fuck it. It's a legal entity.
Like, and like this is kind of a funny connection to skateboarding. I have a graphic idea that I was thinking about, taking pictures of skaters, like Polaroids of like skaters' gross feet. But like, fuck, one of my friends like was over at my house, and she's like, have you ever thought about selling pictures of your feet? I was like, no, they're fucking gross. Like, there's like they have years and years, like decades at this point, of snowboarding and skateboarding on them. Like, no. She's like, I bet there's a market for it. Like,
Definitely.
God, please don't
A
tell me
market
this.
for like
Battle
fucked
scars.
up like
Dude,
skate feet.
Yeah, man.
Grunge.
Like, I took these right out of my stinky ass boots that have never been washed.
Dude, fucking oh my god. I don't know if you guys are King of the Hill fans, but
Oh yeah.
I just rewatched the episode Peggy's Magic Sex Feet. Oh my fucking god. That might be one of the best episodes out of that whole goddamn series. That fucking episode.
God damn it, Bobby.
It's classic.
So good. Like like Peggy keeps trying to justify like all the fucked up things that are happening to her. It's like no, it's like, well, yeah, well, originally it was like supposed to be like cute and empowering, but now, I'm stepping in like rotten meat and eggs.
Jeez.
That's so yeah. And I agree. Like even like
your chairs.
even like 5 years ago, thinking about Grubhub and all this shit. You're just like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is this
no,
shit?
yeah, it's just like, oh, like that kind of delivery, crazy.
You're like, oh, literally, we're never gonna have to actually go physically into a store again. Like that's like
Yeah.
not even 10 years away.
Yeah, well, like then like that's the wildest part with like, it's kind of funny, like with wool, like kind of getting back to it. I've been starting to take out like print ads and stuff, and people are like, print's dead. It's like, kind of, but not really. Like there are some like vinyl, like what we were talking about earlier, like that had like that had a huge boom. And I think I don't know if prints will necessarily go the same way, but like I wonder about like brick and mortar too, because like that like with the rise of Amazon and all.
I agree with that because like to an extent, like yes, like there's this interest of like wanting the accessibility and like not and like being able to do all this shit and just like, oh, my food just showed up in my house, or oh, the shirt I wanted just showed up in my house. But then like you lose that like social piece, that like atmospheric piece of being in someone's store.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It's gonna get to, I feel like it'll get to a point where like people kind of forget what that's like.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I kind of miss just like feeling like I'm a part of X brand because I walked into their store.
Well, I mean, that's like a huge part of like the skate shop thing. I mean, because like skate shops are what help keep the whole scene alive and like in that place. So like what you just described, like, yeah, like, like I can go down to Flower Shop and I can see, some of the stuff that Eli built, and I can look at some of the, like,
and you're also like hanging out with the guys.
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
Whoever's running the business.
Yeah.
You get that like intimate experience that buying online, you don't really.
Dude, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And like, and like that whole selection process. So like on one hand, like retail's dying, but on the other hand, like it still is going. Like I mean, skate shops are unfortunately like are going away. Some are, but not all of them. And some are coming back. I mean, fuck, look at Flower. They started, and it's going really, really well.
Yeah.
Like also shout out Flower Skate Shop because they bought so many goddamn boards for me. Like those 3 high schoolers that I was telling you about that I saw at Black Mamba, I think every single one of them got them from
Flower.
From Flower.
Which is that's sick.
Yeah.
It's funny too because I've also realized like power of the internet in disc golf, which I mean obviously I've only been in it for a year, but like I realized like the retail side of disc golf is like a gold mine right now.
Really?
There's
never would have guessed
so many brands popping up doing disc golf stuff because like the main manufacturers you can get, it's similar to skateboarding, like you can just get your graphics put on their discs.
Yeah.
And it's like plastic that people are throwing, so everyone knows like, oh, X mold, I really like that mold, but like I love this graphic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it from your brand. And they're like
interesting.
identifying with whoever's brand, which really it's just people making some graphics and like some marketing.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I've gotten that comment before because, like, obviously a big part of what I do is talk to skate shops and try and sell to them. And I was talking with one, and I said like how I was talking a little bit about like the construction of it. And I was going, and named the wood shop that it was being made out of at that time. And she stopped me and she was like, she's like, yeah, like you're like, there's nothing wrong with what you're saying. It's just, but at the end of the day, it's all 7 sheets of ply. And that's true. It is. There's obviously boards that are made better than others, but kind of like what you're just saying, a lot of it is like the branding and the stuff behind it rather than the thing itself.
Right.
For me, for wool specifically, like whenever I'm trying out a new wood shop, I always get a sample and skate the fuck out of it.
So you make sure it's like well constructed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And there's different types, right?
Yeah.
So go through that.
Yeah. Like, essentially, it's all. Any quality skateboard is 7 sheets of Canadian hard maple. That's what they're made out of. That's the best. That's the best wood for making skateboards. So, but the shape thing is kind of an interesting thing. I'm right now. I'm starting to do shape research because something I want to start to implement a little bit more, and not just like, because I did a gimmicky shape before, but I don't want I don't want something gimmicky. I want something like functional that people are gonna want. And like the egg boards are a little bit in vogue right now, and I'm skating one of those right, and I like it a lot. So at the end of the day, they are just 7 sheets of ply, but
do you want to get a standards design?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm starting to I'm starting to make kind of more generic like logo stuff that's going to be available 24/7. And one of the I'm actually excited to talk about this. I don't have the boards yet, but I'm going to be getting a lot of blunted, shaped 8.5 boards that are actually going to be outside the series. I was able to find those not long ago, so I'm really excited to put those to the test because they look like a really, really fun shape. I've skated the wood, so it's I know it's if it's the shop that they claim it came out of, it's cool. really good quality. Yeah. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for it. So yes and no. At the end of the day, they are just 7 sheets of ply, but the shapes kind of do matter.
Yeah, they
a
do.
little.
No, they matter a lot.
People
specifically buy brands for those shapes.
Yes.
So,
no, and no, you are absolutely.
Like I love skating
right.
magentas just for that reason.
Yeah, no, you're right. When I say shape, I meant more like blunted nose, or like square tail and stuff like that. But no, what like concave and like wheelbase and stuff. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And magenta makes fantastic boards.
Yeah.
What size board do you ride?
Yeah, funny you should ask. So I was bouncing between 825, 838, and 8.5 the last couple of years. Very recently, I have decided to go back to my roots of skating weird shapes, which is why I'm on a heroin egg board right now with wider trucks. So right now, I'm probably, I would say I'm like 8.5, 8.75. But for the last like 3 years, 8.3 was the size.
Yeah, you skate mainly vert too, right?
Yeah, I definitely transitions where I'm at home. But the problem with being in upstate New York is there isn't a lot of that. So skate ledges and be miserable like everyone else. I'm just kidding. I like ledges.
One thing I wanted to, just because I wanted to finish on the topic.
Oh yeah, please.
About like the whole like atmospheric thing and the brick and mortar, and how I was tying it to disc golf is that is that social media allows the business owner to make those if they want to put the effort in to make and so like as a newer disc golfer, like being just interested in all these brands as I'm like a marketing person, we got like our course sponsored by a bunch of these dudes, and like I literally just hit them up on Instagram, and it was their willingness to just like respond.
Yeah.
And I've like been making these relationships through the internet, and I'm like, damn, like that's how easy it is for you to take a brand and actually make it successful just by like responding to people and letting them know you give even like the smallest ounce of shit about them.
Yeah. No,
because then they're just like a huge fan. They're like, oh my god, that person who owns this brand that I like actually responded to me. Sick.
No, I mean probably the most important lesson I learned from the corporate world, or one of them at the very least, was you want to be the person that people want to work with, and that just the approachability and just it can go so far. I mean, because no one wants to get cool guide too, and unfortunately, it does happen from time to time. Which it happens. But yeah, I mean, but being like
Approachable.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Being a cool dude.
Yeah, yeah.
And being like known for that too.
Yeah.
Like even people who've never talked to you,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
heard like, oh yeah, he's super down to earth.
Like
Like,
word of mouth. Definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
and that shit follows you. So
Yeah.
And I feel like you do a good job of that too.
I try
So-
to. Thank you.
I mean, it helps too that you kind of like synonymously run I feel kind of similar to like what we've done with Boho Hobo. It's just like we kind of synonymously run our personal shit through our brand page. So like if people comment on it, we're just naturally gonna respond to it right away.
Oh, for
It's
sure,
not
for
like,
sure.
oh, I got some intern running it, and like
Yeah.
it's not really the people who are running the business like answering you kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like I never like with wool, like I never wanted to be the company that like, oh, like they either like don't get back to you, they just leave you on red. Like like people hit me up all the time about so many random different things, and I was just try and point them in the right direction. Like a lot of it's like people asking to be on the team, and usually there's not a spot for it at the time. But yeah, I don't know. I just think about the golden rule. I mean, how would I, if I was, if I was a 14-year-old kid asking to be sponsored, how would I want to,
Be told no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What's like the,
generally, yes.
Yeah. How would I want to be let down right now?
But I never say just straight up no.
Right. You give them a reason.
Well, I'm just like, yeah, there's not really room on the team right now, which is true. Like, and the team is always changing. So spots do open up, but generally, we're not looking for someone. But I tell them to keep in touch, and some kids do, and I respect the hell out of that when they do. And it just kind of goes back to you want to. I mean, for me, like with a skater, like I want the person that's going to come back and be like, yeah, okay, you told me to do this, this, and this, and okay, this is what I did. What do you think? Just like. Just keep that relationship, and it could lead to something. I don't know. I'm making the shit up as I go along. I have no idea.
You're asking the wrong person right now.
2 weeks from now, I mean, because so much happens that's out of my control, which is and that's life. So yes, I mean, stuff changes with the brand constantly. I mean, stuff I was planning on doing 2 weeks ago, I've already had to scrap, and okay, I think I got to move in a different direction.
Right.
But that's like like. I realized I really like that, some of the craziness that pops up. And it's like, oh, I got to figure something out now. And that part of it's kind of fun. I hope it remains to be fun, but
I'm kind of piggybacking off what you're saying. This have you ever considered moving wool to different genres other than skateboarding, like a disc golf thing, or like, I don't know, parkour?
Loosely, probably. If I did, I wouldn't take wool. I wouldn't take wool with me unless there was a logical step.
So you want to keep it mainly skateboarding?
Yeah. Wool will always be. I mean, just with the tagline, the softest brand in skateboarding.
True.
It just it just works. But no, I mean, I wanted to do snowboards originally before I founded wool. And I don't know, I like outdoor gear, and I like cycling. So I don't know, but if I were to segue and do something else, I probably would start a new brand. But I don't know. But it's tough. Like when you get so used to like Santa Cruz, this is probably a good example. Santa Cruz makes skateboards. They also make snowboards, and I like that Santa Cruz makes snowboards. Am I ever gonna buy one? I don't think so. And I don't know if that's just me being picky. I mean, if people are clamoring for wool snowboards, I think the graphic would look really good on a snowboard. But it's an entirely different process. So I guess maybe. I mean, I think kind of knee-jerk reaction would be probably not, but
who knows?
Like you said, you never know what may happen.
Exactly. I mean, maybe a snowboard press will be will fall into my lap, and I'll have no choice but to start making snowboards.
I was gonna say, I feel like skateboarding is probably the more cost-effective sport to be. Yeah, I'm sure you've done your research on that. So
to make a snowboard, a lot of shit goes into it. To make a skateboard, you just need some veneer or a graphic and 7 sheets of ply.
Yeah.
And if it's about like the culture and community,
Yeah.
like you can focus more on that than like all the manufacturing
Yeah,
process.
dude,
and stuff.
like absolutely. And like yeah, like getting back to Vice, I think this was on John Cardiel's Epically Latered, if you guys ever watched any of those. Cardiel was originally a pro snowboarder, and then he was like he talked about, he was like, yeah, but like, you know, you'd like go to events and stuff and you talk to people like, oh, I'm from Aspen, and he was like and then, you know, he moved to like the Bay Area and then got into skateboarding, or however his story went, and his line is like, dude, like skateboarders are my people, like
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, and like the culture,
I'm sure there's pretentiousness in anything,
everything.
but like the ski and snowboard world definitely has it hard. Like that, like I said, it reminds me a ton of golf.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
regular
yeah,
golf,
just
it
regular
has that
golf.
same like aura to it, and it's
Dude.
just like,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, fuck, like
there's cool parts, but there's also just
absolutely,
like,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's
the
even
mainstream areas can get very like, ugh.
it's like being in a relationship with someone. It's not all good. It's not all bad. It's just somewhere. It's somewhere.
It lives somewhere in the
So
middle.
yeah, exactly. So somewhere in between. But yeah, it's yeah, they're. I mean, fuck. I talked about it a little bit on the last podcast. I mean, moving to Salt Lake City and pursuing snowboarding kind of killed it for me. And like, yeah.
Hey,
like,
but sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes you need that.
Yeah, definitely.
To realize it sooner.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, like, I had a peek behind the curtain. Was like, God, this fucking sucks.
Well, it's kind of like you like this person and you really want to be with them, and then it happens.
Yeah.
And then you just experience the shit show that it was gonna be anyways.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I'm glad I learned that now, and I waste my time like pursuing this person for years, and then it finally
Dude.
happens, and then
Yeah.
it sucks.
True.
And you're just like,
True.
fuck.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. So it's tough. It's tough. Like, I mean, like with so many things, I feel like it's such a cop out answer, but like it's just a gray area. Like everything's just a fucking gray area.
That's why I feel like it's good to just try shit.
Yeah.
Because if
Definitely.
you don't try shit and you just like fantasize about it being awesome, and then you finally, like, after years of thinking about it, you're just like, oh, you know what, let's try it. And then you're like disappointed because you've built this like fake, I don't know, facade of like what it would be.
Yeah.
And you're just like let down and depressed about it.
Definitely.
Well,
Really painting this picture.
yeah,
out.
it is. It almost sounds like you've done this before. Maybe I have. I'm not gonna say specifically what, but like.
But fuck, I mean, even like circling back to what we were talking about before, you know, with episode 14, like I talked about, it was like, oh, just find that thing, find that passion, and yeah, like after like kind of taking my own advice, like I stand by that. I really stand by that. Because yeah, I mean, just like the difference in energy between doing the day job shit and the wool stuff is like is crazy, because I'm still doing part-time for another little while, and it's like I came home from work on Monday and was like, I am so tired. And then like the next day I worked on wool, and like, you know, I'm working till, you know, it's like 5 or 6 o'clock, and I'm like I could keep going.
Yeah.
Like I'm amped. I'm good. Like it's just like
That's
like,
a weird thing about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
It's hard work, but it like energizes you.
Yeah,
Gives you life.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know who's to say, like at the end of the day, I'm just a dude. I'm just finding out if my idea is worth anything. Like, I was talking about this the other day, you know, we can wax a little bit political or philosophical here, with fucking hell, I just lost my train of thought so bad. What the fuck was I saying? I'm ranting about so much shit right now.
Yeah, what were you going with this?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so
Are
sorry.
you drunk yet?
Something
No.
about-
Yeah, it's just- yeah.
One beer.
Dude, no, the matcha. That's probably
Yeah.
what's doing me right now.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, I'm wired right now.
Maybe if you drink more, you'll be able to
Fucking hell.
remember
Well,
it.
Kyle said something about entrepreneurship.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just the just the difference in energy. Oh yeah, shit. That's what I was getting back to.
Got it.
Yeah, I know. Fuck. Sorry. We'll edit it in post.
No, you won't.
Psych.
Anyone who's listening, you just got a glimpse of what it's like to drive with me a long distance in the car. I rant about something. I'm like, wait, what the fuck was I talking about? And no one knows.
Like, I don't know. I was just following along. I was just letting you
But yeah, fuck. I was I'm a huge fan of the graphic novel Watchmen.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys are familiar
Solid
with it,
comic.
dude. And at the spoiler alert, everyone, if you haven't watched this thing that came out in 1985, heads up. But at the end, when Adrian Veidt tries to kill Dr. Manhattan, and because Dr. Manhattan's like a god essentially in Watchmen, and when Adrian thinks he kills him, and then Dr. Manhattan pops back up and he's like, the world's smartest man poses no more threat to me than the world's smartest termite. And like that's a good way to think about like people and stuff in a way, and like hubris in general, and like this sort of like overconfidence that some people like get, and like ego that comes with it. It's like at the end of the day, we're all just fucking termites.
Yeah.
Like
Just a speck of dust in grand space of everything.
like in a way, yeah. So I don't know. I don't have any fucking answers on anything.
I
I'm
always
just, I'm
feel
just
like-
a dude. That's all I say.
Just like even like the other last week, I got like the awesome like privilege of like going on top of it's like a weird privilege, but like to go on the roof of Upstate Hospital
Okay.
for a shoot.
Whoa, yeah.
So I'm like on the helipad.
Yeah,
and I'm just
yeah.
like looking, and it's not like that tall of a building, you know, but like it's still like a interesting vantage point of Syracuse
Absolutely.
that like most people
Absolutely.
will never get to see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm just looking down and I'm like, even there, you know, everything just looks a little bit smaller.
Mhm.
And then you're just like, wow, perspective.
Yeah. No, it's a huge thing. This is a deep pull. Do either of you guys know the band The Epoxies?
Nope.
They have,
No.
yeah. I
I'm
don't
not even gonna act like I know.
Dude, I
No.
fucking like. I found them on like MySpace or some shit, or no, maybe they're in a snow.
Yes.
They're in a snow. Like we're going deep. But anyway, they have this song called "We're So Small," and it's about being on the ground when a nuclear bomb goes off, and like there's one line that's like, "It doesn't matter that I haven't paid the rent," and I was just like, I don't know, like I fucking heard it in high school and was just like.
Yeah.
But it does make you like, I don't know, stuff like that like does make you think in a way, and like fuck, like I don't know, I like COVID, like I'm sure this isn't unique to me, like made me like take a lot of like hard looks at certain things, and like
What's
time-
actually important.
exactly and yeah, the hierarchy of what's important, and really realizing that time only moves in one direction.
Yes.
I'll remember that when I'm stressing about crypto.
Facts. No, seriously. Like I was even like the other day, I was out at the course and I was playing around a disc golf with my friend, and
Nice.
I was just thinking about it. I think I even mentioned it to him. I was like, I wonder if like the world is just like falling apart right now. I was like,
Yeah.
because we were like camping out at Snow Ridge, and I was like, I feel like this is like a really great place to be if like the Armageddon.
If the shit goes down.
Because I was like, who the fuck's gonna go out there?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, like,
And you
like-
can play disc golf.
Yeah,
I
oh,
literally
yeah.
was like,
you got
I
a
was
nice
like,
concrete bowl to
Yeah.
skate.
I was like, at some point,
Some
like
waterfalls.
at some point, the bullshit that's happening is gonna reach us. But I was like,
Yeah.
it's gonna like we're gonna outlive a decent portion of the population, because like it's all the epicenters are gonna be cities. So it's like if we're out
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere, like we got some time, you know.
Yeah.
Like-
No.
And I was like,
You're not
I'm
wrong.
just gonna chill here and just play disc
Mhm.
golf until the bullshit reaches me.
Dude, you picked up on what all those isolationists have been saying for
Yeah.
years.
I was like, and that's why it's like so great. Just like find that thing that you really love, and then go in the middle of fucking nowhere and do it.
Yeah. Dude, fuck.
Facts.
Yeah, just do it.
Like if I could live off the grid with a little bowl and just like live off the fat of the land, like I'm down.
know.
Yeah.
No, even like recently, and like I don't even, like, not that I don't want my boss to hear this, but like I've just been like having these thoughts about. I think everyone does.
Yeah, of
You
course.
get to a point where you're at a job even for like a year, and you get through that honeymoon phase, and you're just like, yeah, is this really all it's cracked up to be? You
No.
kind of have a couple of those bullshit days, and you're just like,
Yeah.
I could really just fucking say fuck this shit and go
Yeah.
do something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
At any
Yep.
point. And then, I'm just like, it's finding those things you really love to get you through those bullshit days.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just,
I think
like,
it's even worse in our generation. There's so much more opportunities than our parents had.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
our parents were just like, oh, I work in the factory and
Yeah.
Right.
wait
Yeah.
for
We
my
have that
retirement
option.
fund.
Yeah. You
And
get
now
one
it's
job
like-
when you're 18 and you work it till the day you
Yeah.
retire. Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, I can be an entrepreneur. Oh,
Yeah.
I could be a dancer. Oh, I could be a
Yeah.
disc golf pro. Like,
Right.
that-
It's just
literally
like, I could
anything.
literally just leave my job today and I'll find something else in a couple weeks, a month.
Yeah,
You
you know,
know,
you-
I mean, maybe
You
right
can
now
find your way.
not a great time to be thinking about it because like COVID still or whatever variant is
Yeah.
happening is just like
Oh Jesus!
you know it's like the next phase of whatever
I know.
bullshit this is. But like at
Round
some point when that's not
352.
happening, yeah,
I
I
know.
know, right? It's just like wild. But like at
Closing in on the second
whenever
anniversary of
that
a 2-week
shit's
lockdown.
not happening,
Yeah. Fucking soon.
there is that like possibility, you know, where it's
Yeah.
not like a completely dumb decision to just like
No.
stop what you're doing. I mean, you did it right now.
Yeah, fuck.
Would not recommend.
I'll get back and see what episode 3 in a year. The Boho podcast number 128.
Oh, that's great. No, I feel like there's a lot of good stuff that came out of this conversation. Just like
Oh, for sure.
and I like that this platform has allowed for that to happen because
Yeah.
you're not the first person to come back on the show, and it's nice to like reflect on what was talked about
Yeah,
before,
yeah,
and
for
also
sure,
like
for sure.
see that growth because I feel like that's like a big part of like why we did this.
Yeah, definitely.
Was like being relatable to other
Yeah.
people going through the struggles of just doing a
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
whatever it is.
Mm.
No, absolutely,
But it's
absolutely.
cool to actually see that growth and be like, oh shit, that person I related to is actually like grown, and so did I.
Yeah, no,
You
I
know?
mean,
In whatever way.
yeah, no, I mean, absolutely, and it's funny. Like, I went back and listened to like my own episode, like with some of the things and like what I talked about, with, like taking my own advice. It's like, yeah, fuck, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm that smart or that stupid. We'll find out in a couple of years. I don't know. I don't know.
It's something different. It's something
is.
unique, and you, like you said, this is the time to do it. So like, fuck
Definitely.
it.
Yeah,
Even
no,
if it ends up in a train wreck, like you did it.
yeah,
Well,
dude, no,
yeah,
absolutely.
and the only way to grow in general is like you have to accept that it could just completely fail.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and that's the thing. I mean, it's really funny when I like reached this decision and started telling because like I'm still friends with a lot of my like I call them high school friends, but we're actually longer than that, elementary school. But they're all like, a lawyer, a commercial real estate agent, another one works on the biggest video game in the world right now. So like,
What video game?
Fortnite.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, shout out. Sorry, Harry, to put you on blast like this, but no, Harry Boltz is one of my dearest friends from my high school days. He is an animator, and last I knew, I think his responsibility. Fuck, he probably doesn't even want me talking about this.
We won't cut it out.
And guess what?
You know,
Harry,
you
we're
know-
not gonna cut it out.
Harry, all right, Harry works on Fortnite. We'll leave it there.
But he has like a cool position there.
Oh,
But it- yeah.
he has a cool position there.
As a CEO.
It's his video game.
Could you imagine, dude? Fuck, I remember talking to him. He got married in 2018, and that was right about when he took the job. So it was before Fortnite became Fortnite.
Right, like when the idea was popping up.
And he told me he got a job at the studio doing animations for the company that did Gears of War, which is a title that we played a shitload
Yeah.
growing up. I was like, sick. Like, are you like is there another Gears of War coming? Like, are you working on it? Like, what's up? And he's like, no, it's this other game called Fortnite. I was like, and it's not even spelled the right way. I was just like, dude, man, I don't know. Like, I was like, and I didn't castigate too much doubt, but I remember in my mind being like, man, I don't know if this game sounds like it's gonna go anywhere. And fucking who was right there?
Did he know though? Could he see it?
I don't know if he could see it, but he had been working the job a couple months by the time his wedding rolled around, and I talked to him and I was just like, hey, like, so how's it going? And he's like, monsters. They're all monsters. I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, and so not long after that, I went to go visit him in Raleigh, where the studio is, and he took me around his office, and he was like it was a Saturday, so no one was in there, but he pointed at one guy's desk and this guy worked at Industrial Light and Magic for the last 15 years. This guy did all the prop rigging for the Transformers movies, and then he took me into his boss at the time, and there was a fucking Agent Smith like stand-in replica, like a wax figure
Holy
of Agent
shit.
Smith, and he's like, yeah, she did she was the animation director of the Matrix trilogy.
Jeez.
And so like she was able to keep the fucking Agent Smith thing, because apparently that
Dude,
was the
that
thing
is
that they
epic.
used. I was seriously face to face
Yeah.
with fucking Hugo Weaving. It was so freaky how much detail there was in this figure.
And he's like, yeah, so these are the people I work with.
dude, yeah, and like and he you know he had done some stuff in the video game industry, but not to anything that was just yeah. I was like, it was like these are
notoriety, yeah.
titans of animation, and they took him under his wing.
Wow.
So
He must have done something right.
dude, yeah, I mean he's a talented creative. He'll underplay, but he's a very talented creator, and he knows like he's just good at what he does. I'll just I'll leave it at that. He's good at what he does. But yeah, so like I have all these insanely successful friends, and so when I started telling people about it, the amount of concern that was expressed right off the bat, which I understand, it sounds crazy, and it is crazy to an extent, definitely, but
You're doing it.
You know what's funny
both
is
feet
like
though.
All the power to you.
Yeah, both feet in, man. I'm not scared. That's the thing. It's like I'm not scared to fail. I'm not. I'm
this
really
story though, like the concern thing.
Yeah.
we've had several people on the show.
Oh,
have
yeah,
the
say that same- yeah,
same shit
yeah,
happen, and they've all turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
So I have good faith in you.
Thank you. Yeah. If
I don't wanna, like, jinx
knock
it, but,
Yeah,
like,
no expectations
knock it-
either.
Yeah.
No, believe me.
Don't expect anything, but
Believe me, there are no expectations.
Just have fun.
Yeah,
But no
dude.
expectation.
Part of me is like, this is going to be the most fun 8-month chapter of my life. So I
hey, you made
I
it
don't know.
3
We'll see.
weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. No, but I mean,
Some people can't even stay off cigarettes for 3 weeks.
Why,
I know that's
why
not
8
a
months,
great
though?
analogy.
That's
but
how
like,
much money you saved up. Or
Oh
something?
no, I'm just spitballing
Okay.
something that really doesn't sound like that long of a run.
yeah, you got 8 months worth saved up. Let's get
yeah,
it.
Fuck. Oh my god. Yeah,
You know, I might quit my job right now. Go full time in boho.
Fuck,
Let's
dude,
do this.
I mean,
Hey man, there's grant money out there waiting for people like you.
oh my god.
Dude, just
Oh,
take out a
fucking
loan.
hell. Oh my god. No. No, I mean the timing. Like I keep saying, the timing for everything just seems like it's the. So yeah, I mean, well, as my mom has reminded me a couple times throughout my life, you have these moments that she refers to as sink or swim moments. So
You're in one.
yeah. So,
No pressure.
seriously. Yeah, so we'll see. No, but I mean, truth be told, I'm horrified. I'm shitting my pants to try and
Like, I actually
to
need
try and be
wipe
doing
my-
this. Yeah, so no, seriously, I'm so scared that I've decided to do this, but I'm super fucking excited to see what happens. You know, win or lose. I mean, it's gonna be a lose in the end, probably, but I don't know.
We're all losers in the end.
True. Fuck. There's one of my favorite lines from the show Reno 911. It's like, my grandmother used to say, some turds float and some turds sink, but in the end, they all get flushed.
Yeah.
Like, shit,
That's
there's
so
some wisdom in
morbid,
there.
yeah. It's just so morbid, and it's
Yeah,
just
no,
like,
it's-
that's what we need.
It's morbid and gross, but fucking
Or
kinda
more like
true.
existentialism.
Shit,
I feel like more people need to just like dive headfirst in existentialism a little bit. I feel like the more
Yeah.
comfortable you are in that, the easier it is to just get by in life.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, hell, they say the most growth happens outside your comfort zone.
True. And I feel like that's probably got to be like one of the most uncomfortable like thought
Quitting your-
processes.
Quitting your job
Yeah,
is uncomfortable. Yeah, that's for sure.
So yeah, I mean, if you can do that, that kind of opens a lot of doors.
Yeah. Again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what it leads to. But I don't know. All I'm thinking about right now is just buying this fucking bus and going out and filming some skateboarding. That's
Dude,
all.
which sounds fucking epic,
Hell
and
yeah.
I'm mad jealous that like I'm not doing that.
Dude, I mean, the idea with it. I mean, because like there aren't that many. Like I don't have 14 people on the team, so it's just like, dude, like just open it up to like, you know, bring like some old people, obviously, but like, yeah, bring the homies too. Like, let's go skate Ithaca for the day. So if that's something you guys ever want to jump on,
Dude, that would be fun as fuck.
yeah, no, and like the whole thing is just
document the bus.
exactly, because like funny shit's gonna happen in the bus, funny shit's gonna happen outside the bus, and there's gonna be some skateboarding. Like, and yeah, I mean, and I just took a road trip a couple months back through the Deep South. Actually, I had a friend moving from Florida to Denver, and I offered to assist with the drive. And I was like, what if we went, instead of going like up through like Nashville and stuff, I was like, what if we took the scenic route and went And that was how I ended up in Roswell. A couple in Roswell making fun of everything. But I don't. But like fuck. Like we put on a serious amount of miles and not a lot. Like we went from like through Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, New Mexico, all the way up to Colorado, and like pretty fucking mellow. So I'm I'm hoping to like get my feet wet like this like winter and like fall like with the bus and like traveling and stuff. But I think I'm ready to like go
Do
deep.
that. Yeah.
Because like I know like I lived in Salt Lake, so like I know the skate scene out there a little. Like so if there was a place I could go. I have friends in LA.
All this is sounding like beginnings to documentary film.
Ha! Here we go. Fucking
Full
hell.
length feature film.
Oh my god, I can't even do like a 10-minute street edit. The fuck am I gonna take? Hire a documentary crew, dude. But I don't know. Like, not that I would ever do it, but I watched so much shit during COVID, like anyone else. Did you guys watch the Last Dance documentary, the Michael Jordan one?
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
This shit's
I want to
epic.
watch that.
it's so
It's so good.
I'm not a basketball fan. Like I lived through the Michael Jordan thing. It's just like, yeah, he's in Space Jam. Like I don't know. I got into sports later in life. I wasn't into sports when I was a kid. I just wanted to play video games and Pokemon. And Pokemon cards. Let me specify that because I understand Pokemon is a video game.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I lost my
Michael
train
Jordan.
of thought again. Yeah, shit. Thank you.
Got you.
But yeah, like I went back and watched it, and they had the wherewithal to have a documentary crew with them in that '98 season.
Yeah.
And that forward thinking is crazy. I mean, of course, you're coming off 5 previous NBA
They're like,
championships
there's
in the
some
last
good
6
shit
years,
that's gonna
but
come out of this season.
yeah. I mean, at that point, Michael Jordan was at the height of his power. But I was just like, well, like when it opened up, it's like they had a documentary crew for that '98 season. It's like, wow, that's incredible. Because like, oh my god. Also, I saw a tweet the other day that I'm still laughing about. It's like someone told me that Harry Potter takes place between, I think they said it was like 1992 and 1998. And they're like, which is preposterous because not once does any character say, man, the Chicago Bulls are having a hell of a run, huh? It's the stupidest joke.
There's no fucking Michael Jordan joke just slipped into Harry
Just
Potter.
in Harry Potter.
Come on, J.K. Rowling, just like one, just one
Could you
little.
imagine? Oh, fuck, maybe it'll get her uncanceled.
Well,
after all
that's
the
so-
transphobic shit
oh
she
my
was saying.
God. But that's so true because if you like, I know this is funny. I'm just being like very like specific about this thing now that you brought it up. But like, if you think about Harry Potter, even the books, there's not one thing that just like dates it. You know,
That's true.
like there's
That is
nothing
true.
in it that you can be like, oh, that's a pop culture thing I can date to
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
that this is happening
Yeah.
during this time.
Yeah.
Because you watch the movies and it doesn't look like it's happening in 1990s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. No, you're absolutely right on that. And
I think we need a re-edit of this.
Jeez.
to slip that in.
no, but you're absolutely right. I'm in the process of reading it still, the Stephen King's Dark Tower series, and there are a lot of kind of moments like that where you have this sort of exposition where it's like
So
they
you
go
know.
back in time and they reference a song that's on the radio. Like they go back to, I think, I can't remember what year it was, somewhere in the 70s or 80s, and they were referencing some ZZ Top song in one of the books. So like, yeah, but that is an interesting
It's
point
just
because there
like
is nothing that.
Which is interesting. It just kind of makes it like a timeless thing, which is cool.
Maybe that's
and it's
Yeah, it's probably by
which
design.
it kind of builds into like the mysticalness
Fantasy
of
land.
yeah. Because I mean, it really mostly lives in their world, but like
Yeah.
still, I that's hilarious though. That
I read it last night and I'm still laughing about it. Like I fucking live
That's
in
great.
I just live in memes. So
also the fact that people have the time to like think of this shit is just
dude, oh my god. Well,
She was like homeless too when she thought.
Oh,
of
yeah.
I mean, her
she was
story is
living out
like
of her car.
incredible.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
also just a little bit of a shitty person at times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess.
pretentious.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, we won't get into it. She got us some hot water.
just look up J.K. Rowling, and I'm sure the first thing that
Yeah.
comes up is probably
Problematic.
It's probably a CNN report about that.
Yeah, sick. But fuck, all right, we're talking about aliens and Harry Potter.
Nah, dude.
But
Or,
we can wrap it up with Wool. But yeah, I mean,
True. I mean, this has been great. We're at 2 hours and 39 minutes.
fucking kidding me? Shit.
You know what's
I'm
crazy
so sorry,
too?
guys.
What's funny to me,
Hope
and
you
this
didn't have
happens.
plans.
This happens every podcast we do. The first, like, we get going and
Yeah.
you get through that, and it feels like we've been talking forever. And then
Yeah.
I looked at every time I look down, it's always at like the 40 to 45 minute mark, and I'm like, damn, it's not even been that long.
Dude, yeah.
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
and then the next hour and a half goes by at the
And you're like-
same pace in my head, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, we're almost at 3 hours.
yeah.
Crazy
Dude.
how that happens.
Fuck, well, it's like
It's probably the matcha kicks in. And I'm just like,
true. Yeah, I know.
Wired.
Matcha and Blue Moon, fucking ready, ready to talk about aliens and Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's a combination, folks. Anyone who's been listening to this long.
Yeah, I know. We were supposed to talk about skateboarding and talked about everything else. No, but I don't know. It's cool. It's part of life.
It's part of
No.
podcasts. Like,
Yeah,
that's
for
the
sure.
point.
For
No,
sure,
it's been
yeah.
great, and I'm glad you like hit us up to.
No,
do
I
this
mean,
again.
dude. I mean,
It's fun
shout
to
out.
just like catch up too.
Dude, absolutely. I mean, and yeah, fuck. Like, so we were talking
Yeah.
about a lovely time. I mean, fuck, totally forgot. That was where we met.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
Mm.
and there were I don't know how many people were at it the first year. But there were
Not a lot.
There weren't a ton, but last
no
year-
offense to Lovely Time, but it's just
I-
like the truth.
I mean,
you know. But it was really at that point. It was like the homies.
yeah.
It was like the homies
Yeah,
festival.
no, that was like, that was, yeah, like you knew just about everyone
With
there.
the biggest stage known to man.
yeah,
in the
yeah,
middle of a
yeah,
field.
yeah. Oh my god.
It's just so funny, like the process of how
Yes.
that like it went from like super spread out with like nobody there, and now it's like a super like intimate thing with
Yeah.
a ton of people,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah. But
that's great.
It's, you know, as they say, the old college try, you know, you try something and you know, you figure out some things work like a little bit better. Like fuck, like I learned, like I get a lesson like that with Wool just about every goddamn day.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Yeah.
oh, I could do this a little bit more efficiently, or like, you know, just all sorts of little things. So I mean, but I don't know, you learn every day. At least I try to. That's why I read a lot about historical stuff on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
True, more
Um,
people should fucking do that.
And just like
Dude, for
Pokemon, you're
sure.
leveling up.
Oh my god, yeah.
No rare candies.
no fucking rare candies. I
Dude,
did.
that should be a shirt, dude. I'm telling
rare
you,
candies.
no
Oh my-
fucking rare
No
candy.
rare candies. Dude, but actually, sorry everyone, I lied. I accidentally gave it one rare candy.
Oh,
So I only
Did you
got it
ever
to
Game Shark,
99.
pure purity.
Fuck, I did Game Shark.
Uh,
Not for Pokemon, but I did have Game Shark. I did, but no, like
Epic.
the fun. I don't know why I was such a purist about it, but I remember I was like, I think Mew was the only one I like gamed the system to get.
True, because
But
I
I
mean,
was
you
like,
have to, or you have to know the glitch.
I was just like, I was the most fucking dedicated 7-year-old, like just like.
Dude, I just because we're on the Pokemon thing, I just remember
Please.
getting the missing no.
Oh my god, yes.
Fucking glitch and just
Yeah.
like wrecking my game up on purpose.
Oh, God.
Just
Dude.
knowing I was instantly gonna corrupt the entire fucking process of
Oh
this
my
game.
God. I don't know if I still have it. You guys might be able to see it. It looks like someone put a cigar out on the back of my hand.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is from fucking playing Pokemon Go while skateboarding. I was looking down and caught a rock and just fucking
Jeez.
slingshot it off the board. And because I was
Pun
holding-
intended.
yeah. Because
I gotta save the Pokemon.
Yeah, no, exactly. I was trying to save my phone, and my back hand just like scratched against the fucking. It's like, it was like, yeah, but I guess that's what I get for playing Pokemon Go in my fucking late
You know
20s skateboarding.
Imagine telling your 7-year-old self that one day Pokemon will physically touch you.
Dude, oh my god, yeah, seriously.
It's now entered the
sounds
real.
wrong.
I know.
Mr. Mind's diddling kids now.
Jesus.
On that
Oh my
note,
god. All right, definitely. All right, cut it here because this next thing is probably a little foul. But I saw this one fucking Tumblr post that was talking about Mr. Mime, and it was like, what if Mr. Mime is just a guy in a suit? And it's just like, and it goes back to it cuts back to like one episode where Ash like goes home like in the TV show, and and his mom has a Mr. Mime, and he's eating out of a dish like on the ground, and someone is like.
You ever see? Oh, this is like a YouTube video. Oh my god!
Sorry, Kyle. The
YouTube
video
like
so fucked
unnerving.
It's like eating out of a dog.
Dude,
food
can we
bowl.
just caption this episode and just be like, for anyone that cares, just skip to minute 2 hours and 44 minutes and just
That's all
enjoy.
Oh my god, it's all you need to hear.
Like,
Seriously, it's like
how did this conversation get to that?
I don't know. This is Justin talks about shit he sees on the internet. That's what this episode's been.
Pulls his head off. It's Justin Roiland.
Dude, seriously, fuck no.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Oh my.
What were you gonna say about Kyle?
Yeah, sorry, it's a YouTube video. We're talking about
It's like
for the Mr. Mime thing.
SpongeBob SquarePants, and it's like
Oh.
it's just like very nerving. Like he's like with he's at the Krusty Krab with Mr. Krabs, and like Squid was there, and it's like high res kind of like this video cinematic quality, like
where there's way too much detail.
like way too much.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, oh, SpongeBob, like, gotta find the secret formula or whatever, and they're like grabbing into him, like, oh my god, it's
so weird. Yeah, there's like Toy Story ones like that too, where like people have like. Oh my god! All right, this is where we'll really end. This is where we'll really end it.
It's like the dark web shit.
Dude, I know we got into this last time a little too. It's like, no, we got to stay off the dark web. Fucking. It's just Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
That's a great way to end this.
You know, someone from Beeville made that.
What?
Yeah, that's what Emma. You won't. I don't know.
No, I do remember.
You don't remember Emma?
Yeah. She's in like Japan now.
Yeah.
Dude, no way.
Yeah, one of my friends said that she rode the bus with that kid that made Shrek is Love, and she said he's just like very out there kind of dude.
I mean,
like
to
always
make
just
that?
like keep
That's
to
like
himself
such an
and
iconic video. Like
God.
you could go anywhere in this country and say
Say
that, and
Shrek is
people
love
would
shit.
fucking
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true. It might not be some person in Beeville, but
If it
I
is-
kind of
Emma,
hope
hopefully
it
you're
is.
not full of shit.
If it is,
Yeah.
I have to say there's something weird about Central New York and just like famous people doing shit. Like there's so many famous people and famous things that have come out of this area. I shit
what?
you not.
Like
Like,
what? Like what besides
historically-
Tom Cruise?
Like
Wait,
dude,
he
the-
was from here?
ready for this?
Allegedly, he's born in
Do
Syracuse.
you wanna know where that-
I don't
Post
know if
Malone?
You wanna know where that
Yeah, seriously.
typewriter was invented?
Oh fucking hell!
Fucking
Seriously?
Syracuse.
Stop.
Mm.
Seriously?
The
How do I
shot
not
clock.
know this?
Syracuse.
Shot clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot clock. I
Yeah,
didn't know.
fucking typewriter.
So it's just weird. Things.
Typewriter's crazy.
There's just, like,
We're just
weird-
known for weird.
Tom
shit.
Kenny, Syracuse.
Tom Cruise allegedly.
Tom Cruise. Joe Biden.
Justin Keskin.
I mean, he didn't live. Joe Biden isn't from Syracuse, but he's from here.
Dude, fuck. Someone, I think it was one of my friends.
The
that
Baldwin
someone-
family.
Oh, stop. God, get fucked. All the Baldwins can. Oh, I've heard the mom is nice. The rest of them can fuck off. Fucking hell, goddamn Baldwin's.
Really? That's what you say all this, and then that's what you say.
Fuck the Baldwins made me lose my train of thought. Where the fuck were we? God
Talking
damn it.
about CNY and famous things happening.
Yeah, famous people, Syracuse, Tom Cruise, Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Was it? Yeah.
Yo, you know how many people I went to school with that are like related to him or
Really?
like family friends with his family?
Yeah.
Like I have one of my good friends, Mike Leach, was like has a picture of him at Austin Post's like 7th birthday party or some
no
shit.
No shit.
He's like, oh yeah, we're just great like family friends. Yeah, you're just friends with Post Malone. That's sick.
Dude, like, how weird would that be if someone like you kind of knew just became like mega famous?
Yeah.
Your friend at Fortnite.
He doesn't like.
He flies under the radar. Though.
He does. He doesn't talk about it. He doesn't brag about it. Like he's super humble about it. Which is
I mean,
so sick.
dude, my fucking boss was the like location scout for a season of One Tree Hill.
Oh,
That's just like a random fact. I was
That
like,
is-
oh, I didn't know that. You just like fucking did that for One Tree Hill. Like,
One Tree Hill. You just unlock some memories.
yeah, I was like, okay. So you like know some
Okay.
people. Like, what?
Oh shit! But no, fuck. No, I remember what the thing was. But no, one of my friends on my it's gone now. But on my high school's Wikipedia page put me as a notable alumni because they put me in as a NASA dodgeball player. I think it was Harry. I think Harry told me he was the one that did it. And it went for a while, and then it got taken down. But then there were like 2 other ridiculous things that got left up. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Why did I get singled
Yeah,
out? Like, it's like the other 2 bullshit things left. So maybe I'll grace CBA's Wikipedia once more, just not being a NASA dodgeball player, just being as a guy that pedals skateboards.
Only because it's the 3rd time it happened in this conversation.
Oh, Jesus.
And if it had to happen to anyone, might as well be you.
Oh no! Oh no! I mean, fuck.
This just keeps happening to you, man. Like,
It's 14, man. It all goes back. Fucking 14. Why can I knock in any other
all
ball?
the numerology people probably understand it.
Dude,
They're
fuck
like,
yeah,
this
seriously.
means something.
I know. Yeah, if there's anyone that listens to numerology and
Wool
is still
DMs.
listening to us, yeah, fire off a DM to Wool. I'd be interested. I'm interested to hear at least what my friend sent me a thing on numerology, like about the number 14, and it was really fucking freaky.
Hey, you never know. You're probably part of a cult. You don't even realize it.
That would be sick, actually.
It's the fucking barrier cult.
Yes!
Yes!
Here we go.
Cut it.
Yeah, seriously. All right, that's it.
all
We
right.
went full circle.
Wait. Before we
Yes,
finish,
yes, of
before
course,
we
of course.
finish, I have to give you the floor. Is there any last things you want to say to the people?
Oh shit. If you listened to the last episode I was on, thank you. If you listened to this episode, thank you. If you've ever followed or purchased or fucked with Wool on any level, just fuck 1,000 thank yous. It seriously means the world to me because I don't know where everything with Wool is going, but it's going somewhere, and I'm really excited to find out. And I know I couldn't do it without so many people. I mean, the team. Like Nicole and Eli, I owe the both of you so much for all your work. Adam Parker, Tom Dewing, all the Binghamton guys, Jimmy and Ben. Like, fuck, dude, there's just so many people to thank. I've gotten so much help along the way. Like I say, I do Wool and stuff, but I couldn't do it without so many people. And like, fuck, like even you guys for letting me come on and just rant about this and talk about memes and stuff. But yeah, shit. I mean,
For anyone who doesn't know, you want to plug your
oh yeah,
info?
shit, of course. So you can follow me personally on Instagram to see my own shitty doodles and skate clips at Justin Keskin. You can follow my skate brand, Wool Skateboards. We're on Instagram and Facebook, and we're going to be making a big push on YouTube soon. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button early. Yes, fucking stay tuned because this, I don't know, I'm taking a shot at it, so we'll see.
Hell yeah.
The
So-
softest brand in skateboard.
The softest brand in skateboarding.
So this is something that we weren't doing at the time of your last
Oh,
episode,
shit.
and we now have become. It's now become like a
This is
staple
a
of our
ritual.
show.
Fuck. All
It's
right.
the last question. You're in the hot seat now,
All right.
and honestly, I'm gonna let Kyle do it because
Okay,
Kyle
okay.
started it.
And just so anyone knows, I have no idea what the fuck they're about to ask.
Okay, so the name of the show is Bindlism, a philosophy to a self-sufficient lifestyle. It's a philosophical discussion question. So we're interviewing a bunch of people. They're humans.
Yes.
We're trying to figure out what does it actually mean to be human.
To be human.
So to you,
That's a really fucking hell. All right, you. Can I get weird with it?
yeah, I would love a weird answer.
I mean, so this is something. All right, I'm gonna make a couple crazy laughs. So like I think about like people and our place in this planet a lot. Like I think about the difference between instinct and intellect. Like humans were gifted with intellect by evolution or whatever. And we're the only animal that doesn't follow its head. Like I understand bears walk upright, but that's not generally how they get around. And for some reason, I don't know if it just was us, primitive man picking up a rock and throwing it, and it was just able to, the brain just took off evolution wise. Historically, I don't know what it means to be human, because humans descend from Cro-Mags, which are very territorial, very violent beings. And that's like they wiped out Neanderthal, another species of human, and other species of humans as well. There was some interbreeding that happened. So it's like, and we're really not that far away removed from that.
No, we see it today.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah. So like but as as terrible as that picture I painted sounds, despite all of that, humans are capable of incredible evil and incredible good. So I think to be I think to be human in the good sense is to this is something I didn't come up with this originally, but I used to listen to Adam Carolla's podcast a lot when I was driving, and he talked about something like putting on a play or something, and that's like humanity at its best. It's all these people working together collaboratively and creatively to produce this thing that is outside of all of them. And I think that probably is what I would say is a pretty good definition of being human. Just focused on something. I mean, not necessarily putting on a play, but being able to work with others and recognize that you're working towards something that's bigger than yourself. And avoid hubris and ego and those things.
It's like the collective consciousness type thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not on that degree, but like getting towards that.
I don't know. Like I think a lot about about a lot of different cliches, and like one that I think about a lot is "Pride cometh before the fall," and so I don't know. I guess it's I guess to be, in my definition of being human in the best possible sense, is staying humble, staying open, and just being collaborative, whether it be sort of like live and let live mentality, or working with other people for like I was saying before, for something bigger than yourself. But I don't know, because we're talking about aliens and stuff, and if that's true, and like there are other things out there and we're not alone, all of a sudden we may not be at the top of the pecking order like
Right.
we used to be,
Or so we thought.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in the average person's eyes, we're the supreme being, but we're kind of not.
Like you said, we're just little termites.
Exactly. So I don't know. I mean, it's a tough thing. Yeah, I guess that's where my where my mind goes, just sort of ignoring our very violent evolutionary pasts and focusing on something better. I mean, like one of my favorite movies is 28 Days Later, and I think the character's name is Sergeant Farrow, who delivers a couple lines, and he says one thing. It's like, oh, if you think, because have you seen the movie 28 Days Later? It's about a zombocalypse. It's they're not necessarily undead. It's just it's kind of like a very advanced form of rabies. Yeah. And the movie starts with the main character waking up a month into 28 days into this post-apocalyptic event, and he wakes up in London and there's not another soul around, and then he figures out what's going on, and then towards the end, spoiler alert for this movie that came out in like 2004. But he links up with the military, and there's one sergeant who's he's the second in command, and he has a pretty good grasp on what's going on, but the guy who's in command is fucking crazy. And they ask him, his take, and he's like, well, if you think about it, it's like, what did I see? Where they talk about what they saw, before infection and after infection, and the commanding officer says, I saw before infection, I saw people killing people. After infection, I saw people killing people. But then the sergeant pipes up and he's like, well, if you think about it, humanity's only been around, and the big theme is just trying to get back to normality, which is it's maybe not all that different from where we're at right now. And Sergeant Farrow, if I'm saying his name correctly, says like, oh, if you think about it, humanity's only been here for a few blinks of an eye. He's like if we get wiped off, that's a return to normality. It's like, fuck. Bleak.
It's kind of like
yeah.
Oddly, even in 2004, that's kind of like ahead of its time. Thinking about like where we're at now. With all the other bullshit going on.
I love that movie. I think that movie is. I think that's probably. I know I prefaced it with it being about a zombie apocalypse, but god damn it, it feels so realistic. It feels
Mhm.
so realistic, just mostly with the characters' behaviors
Yeah.
and some of the interests that they act in. But yeah, fuck. Sorry, like I said, I was gonna make a couple.
Cue
crazy-
existentialism, everyone.
Yeah, seriously.
I hope you all have weird just thoughts for the next week.
That was Keskinism for you.
Sorry,
Keskinism.
Buy Wolf Skateboards, everyone. Thanks.
Deuces. 3,
2, 1.
So there you have it. Thanks again for tuning in to Bindlism, a philosophy to self-sufficient lifestyle. Be sure to explore other episodes of Bindlism on our Spotify and Apple podcast. You can find more Boho Hobo stuff on Instagram and Twitter at boho_hobo_, as well as on our Facebook page at Boho Hobo Lifestyle. It'd also be dope if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Our YouTube channel has more episodes from Bindlism in video form, along with other random shenanigans that we're up to. We're constantly filming new experiences, so it's one way you guys can stay up to date with us in our journey. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. Until next time, peace.